All right, good morning, everybody. If you can hear me and if I sound all right, if you don't mind hitting that number one. Again, if you can hear me and I sound good, not faint, not too loud, but audio, do I sound good? Hoover, Travis, Matt, Nam, Kevin, Crunchy, Ask a Guy, Yellow, Brett. Okay, Nam, I got you the first time, brother. I saw you the first time. Raspberry, Paulo. All right, perfect. Thank you. All right, very quickly, for those of you that watch this in the archive, if you want to have, first off, thank you, but if you want to have something to continue to watch in the archive, this is totally viewer supported, no sponsorships or anything like that. And the way to support this is to use code CLAY, all caps, with any of these prop firms I recommend Take Profit Trader. But wherever you're at in your journey, whatever you're up to and trying to accomplish, any of these prop firms, like I said, if you use code CLAY, you'll get whatever the current discounts are, so you'll save yourself some money and you'll help support the stream. So, like I said, I appreciate your consideration, but just to hit you between the eyes from a business aspect, if the stream's going to continue, got to help support it with code CLAY. So I appreciate, like I said, your consideration. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Officially, it is Tuesday, April 7th. The year is 2026. And we're off to kind of just the new norm right now, which I would say is kind of action that has probably caused some people to get a little irritated today, has maybe caused a couple of toasted accounts. For me, I'm happy to report no roasted accounts or anything like that. Just trying to tiptoe around and not create too much hassle for myself. But yeah, if you're frustrated, if you maybe got fooled on some of these moves, I can see some very foolable moments on this chart. So like I said, I don't blame you if you're frustrated right now. Because if I put myself in certain people's shoes, I can be like, oh yeah, they got fooled. Oh yeah, they got fooled. If I had to guess, I'm assuming, I don't know if anybody here, but I would. Now, to be fair though, right here, beautiful short. Now, yes, this is hindsight bias and all that, but I mean, that's move up, upper shadow, rolled over beautifully. But anybody trying to play a double bottom there, if they try to play double, which again, that's fair. That's not an unreasonable trade plan to think that could have been a double bottom. But if they got undisciplined, they got cooked. Somebody saying, maybe I want to play a bounce off this pivot point. Again, I can see what they're thinking. I'm not going to call them crazy, but if they got undisciplined, they got cooked right there. And then, the hammer here did produce a nice little move back upwards here. But along the way, I mean, I can see people being very bearish, right? Trade the trend. Well, I think the trend was down at that point. So then when things came up, I can see shorts getting fooled. Right here, I can see longs getting fooled to the upside on the breakdown there for that to just to dump straight back down. Long story short, if you got fooled at any time during the day today, there are a lot of foolable moments out there. I guess that's probably the best way to put it. Nice job, Crunchy. $1,500. But yeah, how are your days going so far? Anybody get fooled? Like I said, if you got fooled today in any way, shape, or form, I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. Cooked an eval. Yeah, I think today, if I don't know if it's an exception, not the rule. I'm not going to go that far. But yeah, I would not. It's not hard for me to imagine if you cooked an account, if you lost one of your prop accounts today. Like I said, I don't know if right now I'd go as far as saying you're the exception and not the rule. Whoa. Okay. What time is it? Was there a news or something or 40? No, I don't think this would have been news, but okay, that's a spicy candle. I am interested in a short up here at the overnight low. As of now, this has been behaving as resistance. There. Now, this wasn't the cleanest. It was a fake breakout, but still ultimately did act as resistance. So if it can get back up there, I am interested in a short. I can throw a stop up above that purple line there, which is the 50-period simple moving average. And was thinking maybe I'd get the chance as that came back up, but now all of a sudden dropping all the way back down. So right here could be an interesting short down here too, if that's some sort of break area. But now I don't know where to put the stop per se, because the stop would have to be pretty far away. So yeah, a break of this pivot point would also be a break of this trend line here. So like I said, an interesting short in my mind at least, but the problem right now is because of that big spike, I don't know where to put my stop. I mean, putting my stop way up there, all of a sudden you're risking like 40 points. You just made $1,400 on that quick spike up. Good job. Were you already in it and then it spiked, or did you see it start to spike so you hopped in and kind of, rode some of the spike? I was already, oh, well, that's a pleasant surprise. I like those ones. When you're in, all of it spikes, and you're like, what? And you almost like can't keep up with your thoughts. Hey, good morning, Alex. Well, went 9 over pay brother in the morning. Okay. Hey, back in payout territory. Good job, Ty. Good morning, Kyle. Renee, good morning. I apologize to anybody that I didn't say good morning to. I think I got everybody. If not, it's nothing personal. Son, good morning. What I am a little worried about now is if this is is this some sort of new sideways chop channel? Because if so, me looking to get short down through here, that's got me getting chopped up, written all over it. Because thinking that might be a short, and then if it just chop back up here, even if it were to come back down here, this movement up here is going to be enough to knock me out of the trade, because that would be, like a 60-point move. Hey, Brad, good morning. Barrow, good morning. Anna, good morning. So that's where, again, I like it as a short, but that's where I need to have a very clear stop, and a stop that's not like, what I'm not willing to do is this. Let me short the bottom here, and I'll throw my stop up above the highs of this, potential channel. Because if that, if I'm getting short at 60 and my stop is up, that's like a 90-point stop. Sure, I guess I could do that if I took like 1 MNQ or 2 MNQ, but yeah, I just don't know if I'm feeling in the mood to take a 90-point stop on something. Okay, maybe I can work with something like this if I can get a stop up above these highs. So maybe something a little bit more clear is starting to develop. But yeah, just got to be a little bit more patient with it. Hey, Caesar, good morning. Charlie, did anyone think about selling? Charlie, I that's not a bad thought, but trading is going to be a little bit more difficult than that. Because sometimes the stocks that are the top gainers, yeah, they have hype, but what you have to factor in is just because there's hype, you can't assume that they're at peak hype. More hype could show up. And if more hype shows up and you're short, well, then you're going to get absolutely cooked. But not to mention, stocks are boring anyways. So if you're wanting to do if you're a day trader, Charlie, just day trade futures through a prop firm. Mathematically, way better than day trading stocks. Because you need more money to trade stocks. Stocks don't move nearly as good as futures, and you actually have more at risk with stocks because, well, you're having to use your own capital. Whereas with a prop firm, the amount of your capital being used, aka the amount of capital at risk, very, very minimal. And that's coming from somebody that has myself day traded stocks and options for a long time. But no, Charlie, good thought. I can see why you'd think that way, but if only it were that easy. Everyone gets a good morning but me. Did I miss you, Anthony? I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Actually, I did ignore you on purpose. How are your kids doing? The kids are at, I'm alone right now. We homeschool and then we do a homeschool co-op. So the kids are at the co-op today. So it's quiet around here. All right, there is the breakdown. I wanted to see just another, definitely at least one more candle. So that it did break, but like I said, I wanted to see a little bit more development. In hindsight, I guess I look stupid for that, but hey, that's hindsight. My man, glad you have changed my mindset on trading brutally. I have changed your mindset on trading brutally. Well, I'm happy I could. Well, I don't know. I don't know. But hopefully I change it to the better. Hopefully I didn't change it to the worst. Hey, good morning, George. Coops. Oh, co-ops were fun growing up. Yeah, the kids enjoy it. Good morning. Hey, good morning, Warrior. Maybe a short on a back test of the trend line. So like right here, is this going to be a back test and go? I'm short. Now, if this is going to just go straight back up, this will be a losing trade. So looking to play the back test of this breakdown trend line. Right now, it's not looking like it wants to get rejected, but nothing can always be a perfect rejection. Come on. Come on. Oh, goodness. I couldn't even get that one out. Just trying to take one out to lighten the load a little bit. There we go. So still could be a losing trade. It just won't be as much because technically now my position size is a little lower. All right, there we go. Took out another one. And let's just do this. Either you're rejecting and dropping now, or I'm going to get stopped out for these final two for a very minimal gain. I'll put my next target down there. So again, this will be a green trade because in my mind, I want the rejection. I don't feel like sitting here for the next 3 hours letting it chop around. So if it's going to chop around, well, then just take me out. But if it wants to drop right here, then I'm ready for it. So yes, I realize my stop is quite tight, but that is why. That is why. I'm looking for the rejection right now. So if you still have a stop up here because you want to give it more time to cook, hey, no problem. I can see that. There we go. Come on down. Come on. Hit this next target, brother. I'm going to move my stop down a little bit more. So worst case, like my risk right now is 9 points in the green. My reward, unknown, because I don't know how far down this wants to drop. So I like that. Again, my risk is I'm making 9 points on the trade. My reward is I don't know because I don't know how far down this might want to all of a sudden bleed, which is what we call around here the sweet spot of trading. But I do love when my risk is 9 points in the green. That's good. Because again, this was my entry. This is my stop now. So that is literally my risk. 9 points in the green. Come on. Hit that next target. Hit it. Hit it. Come on, brother. Are you serious, dude? Dude. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Okay, now my risk is about 15 points. So risk, making 15 points. Reward, I don't know, because okay, let's get it above the high right there. So now I'm about 20 points. My risk is making 20 points. My reward is unknown because I don't know how far down this wants to go. But I like when my risk is I make 20 points. And stopped out. All right, there we go. So that was not the cleanest of back tests. I guess in hindsight, it was more so the back test of the 21 EMA. So that would have been the ultimate entry point, but overall, worked out fine still. Hey, Bob Blacksheep. Clay, I have a question. I had a test account with a red trade. I failed the test and did not do anything with the account. Yeah, because you're buying a subscription, Anna. And as long as the subscription is open, then it will renew every month. So if you blow an account and you just want to eliminate that account and not try anymore, you would have to cancel it out. Now, once you pass the account and it turns into a pro account, the subscription goes away. Like there are no more monthly fees. But during the test phase, like I said, well, how long do I have to pass the test? As long as you want. But during that phase, it is a subscription. Because you are in the test phase, which is a subscription phase. But as soon as you pass an account, then that subscription goes away. There are no more monthly costs, which is why I'm always saying aim to pass within 1 month. That way you don't get hit with any more fees. So that's kind of the logic behind all that. Hey, Jocko, good morning. Correct, yes. Failing the account does not automatically correct. All right, well, I'll get rid of that line there. The serve brought me to a winning trade, which is always nice. Got it. All right, perfect, Anna. I mean, do we really just drift back down here? I am. I don't know if I will, but I will. Right now, the plan is to try double bottom down here. But we still got a ways to go before the price were to go down, go down to there. I'm at 1569 in my test account in about 5. Yeah, exactly. I know some people see those numbers and they're like, so for the 50K account, for example, in order to pass, you've got to show that you can make 3,000. You can't lose 2,000, so that's part of it. Show that you can make 3,000 without whoa, hey. But like I said, and people are like, man, I've never made $3,000 in a month before. It's like, I can understand that, but futures move and they can move very quickly. So while I'm not saying it's easy, what I am saying is making 3,000 in a month with futures is within the realm of reason. Again, that doesn't mean it's easy, but it's within the realm of reason. But failing a pro does cancel the month. Okay. Rookie, give me a 1, rookie, so I know that if you're listening, because I literally just answered this. So give me a 1. I'm assuming you were not here. So let's make sure you're still here. Give me a 1, rookie. As soon as you pass, there are no more subscriptions. Does that make sense, rookie? Do you see how your question is irrelevant about, but failing a pro account does cancel? No, it was already canceled. As soon as you pass a test account, it is canceled. There are no subscriptions. That's what's great about Take Profit Trader is once you pass the test and move into the pro account phase, all monthly expenses go away. Hey, good morning, Discipline. You're welcome, Sean. Okay, here, maybe a double bottom here. I'm not going to blindly buy, though. I think, I'm going to wait for some form of confirmation. So if it hits that white line... Whoa, hey, somebody... Okay, never mind. That's why I didn't want to blindly buy. I'd be using toilet paper right now. Okay, this is... Dang. Which one took... Did I get taken on that? Okay, that can't... Yeah, all right. Oh, in hindsight, I'm like, man, why did I get my stop so tight? But had the price skyrocketed back up, I would not have that complaint. I'd be saying, good job, Clay. I didn't think I could pass 150K. Yeah. 150K can be overwhelming. It's like, wait, $9,000. But it's like, again, I'm not saying it's easy, but then it's just like, okay, once you start to know the position sizing you can do and how futures move, it becomes within the realm of reason. Hey, Danny, we had news or something? I don't know. I don't think we had news. I think this is just the market. I mean, like every day, there's always something out there that is creating an unknown variable. So the current unknown variable is the whole deadline, blah, blah, blah. Is he going to honor it? Is he going to move it back? My personal theory is at about 7:59 p.m. Eastern tonight, he will say he's extending it XYZ amount of time because Iran has come to the table and they're serious. They want to talk. And then tomorrow we're going to hear from Iran saying, we never said anything. And then he'll probably, I mean, at this point, are we not in like just the cycle, right? I mean, we're in like a constant, as traders that use charts and that are looking for patterns. Like if there is anybody in the world that should now recognize a pattern with what's been going on, it would be us. So like, that's my theory, is the pattern will just repeat itself. So that, like I said, that's my opinion. I don't know that. But that would be my suspicion. 7:59 p.m. There's going to be a tweet about how Iran is begging like dogs. They want to talk, so we will extend it out another, we are going to extend it out. And down it goes. That's why right now that was a nice hammer, but I need to see a little bit more of some kind of confirmation that maybe, just maybe, this new round of bleeding is done. Because as this reminded us, when things get started, that they can bleed for quite a bit. Now, I'm not saying that we're about to see another leg down like that. I mean, we could, but that's where I'm just trying to kind of tiptoe right now. Hey, wow, good job, Papa. I withdrew profit today and up another 900. There you go. And with Take Profit Trader and your daily payouts, you can request money once again this evening. Or I know I think you're in Israel, if I remember right. So whatever the time is for you. I don't know what time the evening here is for us in America. I'm investing in paving companies. Yeah, I mean, well, the irony there is that, obviously pavement, what's the black stuff called? Asphalt is like oil based. So there's like some irony there. Hey, Johnny. But yeah, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But as somebody that likes to seek patterns, let me put it this way. I think Iran's infrastructure will be there tomorrow. If not, I hope everybody is ready for a massive tax increase. If he actually goes through with it, I hope everybody is ready for a massive tax increase. In fact, we just had our latest tax increase happened yesterday. We were driving somewhere, and here in Iowa, it's been kind of stuck at 291. And then yesterday when I left, it's at 319. It, of course, being price at the pump, which is a tax increase, right? So if he goes through with what he does, everybody get ready for a tax increase. We will all have less money in our budgets. Because who knows what oil is going to do. I mean, yeah. Let me put it this way. If you are degenerate, you might want to keep an eye on oil at about 8 p.m. Wow, gas. Yeah, well. Anyways. Stream canceled, I guess. Well, Clay, if you think it could bleed, why are you not shorting? That's a good question. The reason why I'm not shorting is I don't really have any setups right now. We're not buying moving averages. We're not really back testing anything. So a short right now seems like a chase. But again, going long right now seems like a total knife catch, which has been, yeah, so, yeah, I just, there's nothing I can really do with it. What's your code for Take Profit Trader? It should be right across the top of the screen, Chin. Can people confirm that there should be a code at the top of the screen? You see it in the upper right of the screen, Chin? Or anybody? On my end, and I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm trying to just make sure, because we've had issues before, technical issues. But in my mind, I believe there's something across the top of the screen that has a code. Is that true? It is? Okay, there is. Okay. Okay, cool. So there, yeah, Chin. Code Clay, all caps. And I appreciate you using it. What a day for Apple, minus 5%. Yeah, William, can't say that I track stocks at all. So I had no idea that Apple was down. I know. I have high expectations. I don't know. What is Bitcoin doing today? I have no confidence that it will continue to bleed without Trump coming along. I have no confidence that it will continue to bleed without. Okay, so are you saying you think it'll keep bleeding? I think. I have no confidence that it will continue to bleed without Trump coming along. Yeah, you have a lot of negatives. You have no and then without. I think that's what's confusing me. I think what you're saying, surviving, is you don't have any confidence that unless Trump comes to say something, that we will do nothing other than continue to bleed. I think that's what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're just seeing, just the speculations of the market. Right now, it's looking like the market is speculating maybe Trump is serious about what he said about tonight. But if it becomes, if there's something out there that he's not serious, then yeah, I would expect oil to go down, down, and for everything else to go up, up. I would short here. Stop loss at 980. All right. Appreciate it, Danny. He will come along with the tweet and blow up a short position. Yeah, I mean, yes, we talked about this almost daily now about the tweet potential, which is why I think you are a crazy person. And not only just, I mean, especially with futures, because futures can move and move so quick. But no matter what you're trading, man, it is a dangerous environment. I mean, it always has been with Trump because of the Trump tweet. But obviously, when there's stuff going on like it is right now, it's become that much more of a dangerous environment. So yeah, I think people that are, let me put it this way. With the invention of, assuming for us, and I'm talking to day traders, so in the category of day trading, man, if you know about futures and you know about prop firms and you're choosing to not day trade futures through a prop firm, I think the math suggests you are playing a very, very dangerous game. Hey, thank you, Tilted. I remember you now. Tilted Turtles, one of the better screen names I've seen. I shorted from 25 even there. It wasn't high enough. Yeah. Imagine telling a hedge fund manager 20 years ago, yeah, that's that's true. Like, no, what are you talking about? Like, we have plenty of time to know because we have insiders at the newspaper, so we know what the newspaper headline is going to be for the next day. So what do you? No, no, no. There will be a day where there are newspaper headlines that appear out of nowhere to everybody around the world. They are not dependent on delivery boy. Yeah, that is true. That would be a bizarre dynamic, Philly. Is Trump going to nuke Iran? I'll say no on that one. Is this Ninja Trader? No, this is Tradeovate. Tradeovate through Take Profit Trader. So I'm using the platform of Tradeovate, but I'm using it under the umbrella of a prop firm, and that prop firm being Take Profit Trader. Short 948. Okay, if it comes back down. I'm assuming you're not short right now. I do not use Safari, so I'm not going to be able to offer you much help there, Danny. Gotcha, Shadow. Yeah, I use Take Profit Trader, and they do offer they offer more than just what it sounds like you're having to use. All right, so maybe some kind of short here. Clay, what do you think traders do get on prop and demo, but when trading their own capital, they blow it all? What do you think? What do you think? Oh, why? I'm sorry. Why do you think traders do? I mean, there's a lot of different psychology there. Like the psychology, it's easier to kind of trade calmly. No, it's dual. It's also easier to turn yourself into a degenerate. But I think it's easier to keep your cool if you know that ultimately, at most, it's a couple $100 at risk, right? Because in the prop space, if you blow up an account, at least with Take Profit Trader, the most it would be is a couple $100 if it was a 150K account. So I think that plays a role in it. Is psychology is not maybe as intense. And the other thing with your own money is this, and I've heard it, which is, I'm not saying, again, there's no black and whites. There's always gray area. I've heard people say, yeah, Clay, but if I use my own money, because it's my own money, it's going to force me to be more disciplined because I don't want to lose my own money. And I agree, but there's also a pitfall. Here's how this pitfall works, and I've been here. It's your own money. You're in a losing trade, and it's let's just say it's flashing minus 500, and you're like, that's my own money. I don't want to lose 500. Let's see if I can fix things to not lose 500. So then, I don't know, you start averaging down, or you start doing something stupid. You move your stop. You cancel your stop. I don't know what you do, but you're doing it because you realize that minus 500 is your money, and you don't want to lose $500 of your money. So now all of a sudden, you try to fix it. And then all of a sudden, that minus 500 is minus 1,500. Well, crap. That's minus 1,500 of my own money. I don't want to lose 1,500. I mean, that's like a vacation. I don't know what that is. That's something. But $1,500 is a nice chunk of change. I don't want to lose that. Let me fix it. And then before they know it, now it's minus 3,000. So that's also the thing that, while I do understand and I can see how using your own funds will help motivate you to be that much more disciplined, there is that pitfall too. Okay, the people that think Trump's going to use a nuke are the people that we discussed yesterday, where I said Trump makes a lot more sense if you look at him through these two lenses. He's an entertainer, and he loves hyperbolic language. If you look at the lens through that, things make more sense. But the people that refuse, that just for whatever reason, they just want to take everything he says as literally. It's like, okay, I can see how those people think he's talking about a nuke, right? I'm going to wipe out their entire civilization. Well, geez, okay, that would take a nuke. Okay, yes, but that's also you taking them literally. You're not taking it at hyperbolic language, right? It's like me saying, man, my kids are driving me nuts. They asked me, can I go outside for the millionth time? And then I got upset. Now, that's like the equivalent of you saying, Clay, you're a liar. Your kids did not ask you 1 million times today if they could go outside. Right? It's like, well, okay, yes, that's hyperbolic language. I'm saying that to prove a point that they asked me a lot, right? So if you're one of these people that think Trump's going to use a nuke because of what he said in that tweet, I would submit to you that Trump makes more sense if you just look through the lens of hyperbolic language. You believe it or not, I think Trump exaggerates. Yes. Now, whether or not he should use hyperbolic language as a president, that's a whole nother discussion. Like that's another category. That's another discussion. But I'm just saying, things make a little bit more sense if you look through those two lenses. Whoa. Okay. Somebody said something. That was, 80-point move in a blink of an eye. Took me 5 minutes to find the code on the screen. You know, that's interesting feedback, Shadow, because maybe I should make the code a different color. In your defense, there's a lot of black on the screen. The thing across the top is all black, and then the code just over there. So, man, you know what? Upon that, I don't think you're blind. I can see. Maybe I'll have to work on changing that banner. Make the code Clay a different color. Yeah, but okay, as somebody that has ADHD, I want to try to, what if it was another color? Would that have helped, or does that not even help somebody with ADHD? Oh, straight up. Nice job, Brian. No, if I do that, Ty, I will run out of room for what I'm trying to say. I guess I could make the text smaller, but now I don't know. The text might be too small. Good grief. I have a buddy that I love the guy. He's very, he tries to be as objective, but like the guy just, is Trump planning to nuke Iran tonight? I literally just got that text. And this is an intelligent guy. And this is also a guy that does not like Trump. And it's like one of those things where I'm like, is it possible that your disdain for Trump causes you to now just not be willing to be intellectually honest? Like, dude, you know, as a smart person, he exaggerates all the time. Like, there's he's not going to nuke him. Well, I guess to be fair, in the spirit of intellectual honesty, it's possible. It's possible. I don't think it's very likely given his track record of constantly exaggerating and using hyperbolic language. Does his hyperbolic language drive me insane? Yes. I am sick and tired of hearing how Iran does not have a navy. I've heard that about 4,000 times now, and then like the next day, there's something about, oh, Iran just did this. That would imply they still have a navy left. So like, it drives me insane, but like, am I gonna be like, he's a liar? No, he's just constantly exaggerating everything. Write it on my forehead. That'd be intense. All right, maybe a short down through here. Yeah, these are wild moves. I need to, yeah. Be careful with position sizing, folks. It's one of those things where there could be a nice uptrend and some of these beautiful pullbacks, but if a beautiful pullback is still defined as an 80-point pullback, I mean, could you survive a beautiful pullback? Which sounds weird, but that's the potential, or that's the key of position size. Because a beautiful pullback, if you were to just look at the chart and be like, oh man, look at that nice trend and those beautiful pullbacks, it bounces off VWAP. I mean, something could look beautiful, but again, trading is nuance too. But if you look at the nuance of that pullback and it's 80 points, well, if your position size was wrong, even though there's a beautiful uptrend and beautiful pullbacks, even though everything was beautiful, if your position size was not beautiful, then that blows everything else up. So one little thing can blow up everything else being beautiful. So you got to just keep that in mind. And we're kind of on one of those days where, and I'm just kind of talking to myself because I was like, I don't know, is my position size too big at this point? Personally, I would just chalk it up to hyperbolic language, comma, which is the norm. You can make good money with 2 to 4. Yeah, especially on days like today. It's kind of counterintuitive, like, especially on social media. That's where social media can really do some damage. It's like 2 to 4 MNQ, I'm not a loser. It's like, who made you think that trading 2 to 4 MNQ makes you a loser? Why see so-and-so in there? It's just like, dude, who cares? Do what's going to be best for you. Hey, good morning, Simple Trading. I saw dudes go with 2 NQ. Again, there's a time and place for everything. For example, if I had a 150K pro account and I had an amazing ROI on it and I see a really good setup, could I see myself going with 10 NQ? Yeah, sure. Do I realize that I could cook it? Yeah, but the point is, within the background of that trade is the fact that it's already paid for itself. It's already got a great ROI. And you know what? If I'm right, if this A+ setup works out, then man, my ROI just got that much better. So time, but yes, to your point, if you're like just every single day, no matter what, going 10 NQ, yeah, that's pretty much, yeah, I would not do that. Comparison is a thief of joy. Yeah, yep. I realize right now, and I'm not saying anybody's wrong per se, but for me, nice move up, nice pullbacks. You're saying, look, there's like a nice bull flag here, bull pennant, and there is, but the problem is it's happening in this overall downtrend. So it's hard for me. I have trust issues with bull flags or bull pennants that are occurring in overall downtrends, which is what we have here. So that's kind of why I'm, Hey, if you're enjoying this in any way, shape, or form, if you don't mind hitting that like button, that helps. That goes a long way. So yeah, hit that like button. It helps. It makes a difference. Hey, good morning, River Rock. So 55 down to... Am I really about to go long here? Trying to play the bull pennant when I just admitted that it's kind of spooky. I guess I can get a pretty tight stop down there. Yeah, I don't know. I better hold off. Like I said, I'm thinking about a long right here, and I can just put my stop loss down here a little bit. But I just don't know if that actually makes sense within the overall context. Hey, Krim. Like I said, I was thinking about getting long right around here, so I could be long, but... right now, I'd be looking okay. Okay, all right, there it goes. Rambo, all right, 15-minute candle, not look. All right, so for those of you that use a 15-minute, Rambo, sounds like Rambo thinks you should double check it right now. He's got some strong thoughts on the 15-minute. Yeah, join you. Cool. Yeah, I remember you from yesterday. Did you hopefully use code Clay at Apex? I do have a code also over at Apex. Code Clay, all caps. I will be driving through Iowa tomorrow. Going to a funeral. From what direction, Todd? All right, I'm going to try a long down here. It's bound from this area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if 6 times also the charm. Like I said, it's bounced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Will number 6 also produce a bounce? We shall see. Now, if it goes green and then comes back down here, I will no longer be interested. But as it stands right now, I'll take a swing at it. Oh, from Texas. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so you'll probably come up. Yeah, if you see any signs for Des Moines, I'm about 40 minutes from Des Moines. So, 50 minutes. That is one flat platform. Cletus is going to destroy number 6. Oh, you think so? Well... Oh, wait, I don't know. He is. Wow, I did not know that you had a crystal ball. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, sounds like 1420 here has given us a guarantee. Okay, Roger the Don. I'm trading futures here. Mainly MNQ. I keep an eye on oil and I keep an eye on gold. Hey, Sam. All right, now this is one of these things where, okay, no, I'd still, if it wants to come straight down. I'll keep it out there. It's really slowed down here quite a bit. Okay, there we go. Back up. I have not checked on gold in a while. What's gold doing? Ooh, gold and this pivot point. Gold does not like this pivot point right now. Or at least gold bulls don't. Gold bears, they're loving this pivot point. So yeah, that looks like the key area here on gold, right around 46.78 and a half-ish. Oh, good old Walang. Walang, I think Walang's name will live in infamy. Infamy. I think that's the word. Where is Wuland? Do you mean Walang? Neil, bless your heart. Bless your heart. Your inability to type also lives in infamy. Yeah, pivot points are price levels, I think. Nope, that's not it. Oh, channels. So here, indicators, channels, pivots, right there. All right, what do we do with the guy that said this is going to be broken? What do you think? I don't even know how to say the name because the name is complicated. Really good prayer year, 1420. What do we do with you? I guess to be fair, he never actually gave us a time frame. So the price could come down through here like 3 weeks from now, and then he'd be able to show up and say, "See, I told you so." Yeah. All right. You know better than that to speak that way. You do. Next time it's a ban. Next time it's the hammer. Like bye bye. Clay, this weekend I had to laugh. There was a car race on the name, and I heard a drive. Oh, nice. Nice. Was he spanking the competition? Does the MACD not really help for future? I could. I don't use it. Just because I don't use it, though, doesn't mean it doesn't help. It just means that there are a million indicators out there. So at some point, you kind of just got to draw the line in the sand, and you can't have every indicator. If you do that, you won't even be able to see the price action. Are you on the top of the chart or maybe bottom of the chart or maybe the middle? I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Hey, bullish gods. Do we push upwards? I'm going to give it a swing. All right, I'm long. I am long. Blue line is my entry. Go! Go! And I'm long. Come on, push. 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 We got the 5-minute 21 EMA that it's also trying to push through. Push. Push. Take that scalpy scalp. It's not... I don't know. At this point, I think I held too long anyways. Because in my mind, I wanted to see it a little bit quicker. So in all actuality, if I'm being brutally honest with myself, I think I broke a rule anyways. Because I held longer than I should have. Even now, look, it's just not going. It still may go. But in my mind, the timing at which it should have went, it should have already happened. And I probably held longer than I really should have. Yeah, even now, is it still just so? Well, again, if you're still long and you see something different, it still may go for you. I'm just, again, for me, the time, I thought it should have already happened. Take profits, always a win. I mean, I appreciate that mentality, but that mentality is also how you end up with a 90% win rate, and then you're still not actually making money. You can't go broke taking a profit. Green is green. Any profit is a good profit. Again, they're coming from a good place. I understand. They're coming from a place of don't be greedy, be happy with what you get. And I appreciate that. But what I'm saying is that same mentality can also lead you to, like I said, those places where you're at a 90% win rate and still not profitable. Right, exactly, yeah. Where you win, 9 out of 10 trades. But the problem is that one trade that you don't win, it gets ugly. I am back again. Don't kick me out. Okay, well then don't be a dent. Have you been here before though, Grand Spire? Be honest. Have you been banned on this channel before? No, it was definitely something more than you just telling me my setup. You're already gaslighting right now. You're not off to a good start. You're back here gaslighting already. I would never ban somebody for just simply telling me their setup. So yeah. Clay, if I was up 4,100, now down 3,800, what would be my... Dude, I don't know. I can't do all that math right now. Can somebody help out 618? So I guess it did still kind of sort of break out, but nothing that I was expecting. I thought it'd get a little bit more oomph. Umph. I think umph is the word I was looking for. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate it. I mean, it'll tell you what you're... Again, Compton, I know you're using your other screen name right now. This video here tells you how to set up the window with all these numbers where it'll just tell you that. I think it's towards the end of this video. But towards the end of that video, it will show you how to set up your columns that will give you those numbers, which is why, off the top of my head, I don't know how to calculate it because I just let the platform do it for me. Clay, if a monkey leg pattern completed a fair regular with a crosshair. Oh, that'd be a good setup. I went for a walk. I'd be all over it. Again, scroll to, I think, like the final fourth of it. Final fourth. So I guess Go to like the 3/4 point mark. It's in the back section of it. I don't remember exactly where. I don't have a timestamp for you, but are you live every day? Yes, at 11 a.m. Eastern. And I usually go for right around 4 hours. Assuming people are enjoying, and that's why the like button is important, because as long as I notice the like button is creeping up, then I assume people are enjoying. So on that note, if you are enjoying in any way, shape, or form, make sure to hit that like button. It does have a very practical effect on my end. I'm constantly keeping an eye on that to try to gauge, are people still enjoying? Because if they're not, that's okay. I mean, but at least from a time management standpoint on my end, I'd prefer to not use my time on things where people aren't enjoying. So yeah, hitting that like button, it helps. What's the best time to trade futures right now? That would be dependent on your strategy. I know nothing about you or your strategy or your goals or your personal, risk tolerance personality. So that would be an impossible question for me or anybody else to answer. No, I don't think any news came out. I mean, you could check an economic calendar, Alfonso. Oh, which does remind me, there is a note auction today. So we got to put our new working theory that at 102, there should be some sort of spicy. So help me remember, because I will forget. But at 1 o'clock is the note auction. So per our theory, 2 minutes later, we'll get the results of the auction, and then we might see some action. But I'm going to forget. No, that doesn't really help at all, Shadow. Reward with the troll. Would rather watch you than the gurus showing the lifestyle. Oh, don't wait until we get our homestead built. I'm going to become one of those flashy gurus showing the lifestyle. I'm going to be sitting here with my chicken next to me. And over here I'm going to have a goat. You just wait. I'm going to be flashing some lifestyle. I'm going to be flashing some lifestyle of, I'm going to be sitting here with a cucumber and maybe like a nice sweet potato, maybe a yam. Oh, you wait. I'm going to be flashing that bling bling chickens. I'm going to be flashing some sourdough bread. It's going to be intense. You just wait. You just wait until we get out on our homestead. Yeah, chicken with a gold chain, exactly. I'm gonna have a pig right here, and its little teeth are gonna have they're gonna be like gold. Pizza tonight, Clay. No, man. What? Huh? It's not a cheat day. It's Tuesday. Cheat days are Fridays and Sundays. What's your strategy? I find myself sometimes just entering a trade I'm trying to build. Tyson, I am shocked. I am shocked that you are asking that. You are like one of the people that have been here forever, Tyson. What do you mean, what's your strategy? For anybody asking, hey, what's your strategy? You don't understand how trading works. You are in the mindset that you go to a store and then on this store, they have a strategy aisle. You go to that aisle and then you're like, okay, what strategy do I want to use? That's not how that works. You've got to build a strategy that works for you. So my strategy is my strategy for a reason. It is tailored to my personal risk tolerance. We all have different risk tolerances. The best way to illustrate this is if you ask somebody, hey, how do I have fun? One person could say, go skydiving. Another person could say, read a good book. Are either of those people wrong? No. Well, what's the difference? Well, they clearly both have different risk tolerance levels. So you've got to bake that into your own trading, and we're all different. I understand people market it as sales as, hey, let me show you my strategy. But what they're actually harping on from just a seller psychology standpoint is, hey, you don't have to do anything. Hey, you don't have to make an effort. You just follow me and my strategy, and then you're going to be just fine because look at my results. And I'm not saying that their results aren't real, But those results are because their strategy is tailored for that particular person. So, in other words, stop everybody seeking out a strategy. You've got to build a strategy. But that takes work. That sounds hard. Yes, that's why trading's hard. One of the reasons it is. And it's amazing. I watch viewers drop during that little spiel. The things that are oh so important, viewers drop, which tells me we just had people here that are like, well, I don't want to hear this. I want to know somebody's strategy. Bunch of bums. Look at it, still dropping. Exactly. People, the truth. People don't want to hear the truth. And I've noticed that every time I go on that tangent about the reality of strategies, I always lose, their viewers always drop a little bit. No, not a lot, but they definitely dropped. We lost about 25-ish, which tells me I'm not going to say every single 25, but I don't think that's a coincidence. Now, if I said, okay, I'm going to teach you my strategy, boy, I bet viewers would go up. Because I'd be harvesting the people that, okay, I don't want to actually have to put in an effort. I just want to follow the cookie cutter system. It's crazy. All right. And heck, even Tyson himself didn't interact anymore. He asked that question, I went into it, and then he just disappeared. It's like crazy. Trend is your friend. Oh, you're better than that, Rambo. You're better than that. Yes, and also buy low, sell high. And also trade the range. And also short the top. Yeah, all we are is dust in the trend, exactly. Dust. Oh, I might have to take that one. That's good. Yeah, buy the bottom. Buy the rip, sell the dip. Wait, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Buy the dip, exactly. Hey, Ant. So far, so good. All right, Hot Tub Mike. Racehorse model in full effect for you, brother. Good job. If the trend is my friend, why does it spank me so hard sometimes without my consent? Yeah, right, exactly. The trend is your friend until it's not. I trade momentum, so I buy high and sell higher. Still sell low, buy lower. Mm-hmm. Or else sometimes you just buy the top. Hey, Raymond, good to see you. Yeah. Go all in. Go all in. All in silver. Yeah, that's true, Todd. That's the smart way to go about it. All right, approaching this yellow line up here once again, which seems to be a key area of resistance. Market rejecting. Yeah, right now. The best strategy is to understand what is happening in the market and to be patient. Yeah, patience is a key. Not easy, though. I'm long, back to the overnight low. All right, so Brian's expecting to break out here, and then he's got a target up there. I'm going to keep an eye on that trend line right there. Maybe some sort of short potential. I use one called Eyes. I have not heard of that. But yeah, whether or not you trade options with your own money or in a prop firm, that does not eliminate the problem with options, which is that of theta. Now, if there's a prop firm that's like, hey, we have options where there are no theta, hey, you know what? I'd actually be interested in something like that. But then again, those wouldn't be options because by definition, options trading have the Greeks, and one of those Greeks being theta. Maybe Head and Shoulders. Yeah, maybe. Good morning, Jim. Got a TBT account using... Hey, thank you, Uncle. I appreciate that. I took a few $300, $400 trades at market open. Good job. At the moment, it's reflecting around, rejecting around 2480 because that's the 30. Yeah, that's kind of a joke we have around here, Robo. It's like you can look like at any moment in time if the price like goes up and comes down a little bit. Like if you search hard enough, you will find something. It may be the 7-minute time frame, and it may be on that 7-minute time frame, the 33, SMA. It's like, oh, it's bouncing off the 7-minute, 33-minute SM, whatever I just said. Like there's always something. I don't know. For all I know, maybe right there is like the London low. I don't know. Is right there. Is that like the Asian, Fibonacci level? I don't know. But there's always something. If you look hard enough, you can explain why the price either bounced off a level or got rejected. Which is why at some point, like, you just can't put it all on your chart. You will definitely cause paralysis by analysis. Right, Robo. Right. And which is kind of what you're doing right now. So are you saying the standard price action is flawed? I'm not sure how you arrive at that conclusion. Based on what I was saying, how did you arrive that I'm saying standard price action is flawed? Hey, Bluefish. Hey, Skeletor. Not trading today? All right. Well, hopefully you have a good day at work. What's the long break? All right. So it sounds like you're with Brian then. Nathan, looking for a breakout of this. I know Brian's target is up here. My daily profile will keep disappearing. Super annoying. My daily profile. I'm not sure what do you mean your daily profile? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Only have two. 2NQ? 2NQ? I bet it's 2NQ. Oh boy. Am I going to be tempted to potentially short a breakdown? I think I probably will be. All right. Would love to see this bounce up a little bit and then come back down. That's not enough of a bounce, though. No. Maybe I'll be left behind. But that's my requirement, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, the volume profile? I have had it disappear a couple before. That's just, I think sometimes when Tradovate glitches out a little bit, I have had it before. And I didn't do anything to bring it back. It just seems to appear. Okay, this is why Grand Spire, I'm pretty sure you're just trolling. Like you're trying to, I don't know. So what price action do you follow? That doesn't even make sense. What do you mean price action is price action? Like, again, I'm not saying you are trolling. Maybe you mean something and I don't understand what you mean, but like, I don't know, dude. Like, I think you're doing this just to troll at this point. There are not multiple price actions as far as I'm aware. But like I said, maybe you mean something different. Because like price action, by definition, is the price action. Yeah, that's beyond, that's pretty much Grand Spire. What you're asking is you're going to like a professional video game player and saying, hey, what buttons do you press? It's like, okay, they would say, well, yeah, I mean, I can tell you, but like, it's not like there's more to it than that. Grant, we all use the PA prediction, yeah. All right, maybe another. I mean, this. What is this about? 090. Might try a short here. I want confirmation though, so if it comes up here and bumps its head, maybe I'll throw an order down here. Yeah, what Chaz said. That's exactly what I do. I have a magic 8-ball off screen and I shake it. So when I'm looking over here, I know listen, I've been lying to everybody. I know this whole time I've been saying that I have another monitor over here, but actually over here is a robotic arm that shakes my magic 8-ball. And then I just look and see what what it tells me to do. That's what it's actually over there. There's not a monitor. It's a robotic arm. Hey, somebody had a. All right, Brian. Look at that, Brian. Good call. See, that's the benefit when people call stuff in real time. And Brian said he was long. He was looking for that as a target. And dude, you're like, not quite. It got very close, but not quite hit it, but very close. Target has been acquired. Good job. And that's also why I'm glad. Yes, I was thinking of a short, but in my defense, at least I put the contingency of, yeah, but I want to have some sort of confirmation. So I'm not going to just blindly short right there, because had I blindly shorted, that would have been a losing trade. See, what you're doing right now is what I'm talking about. You're always playing the victim, right? In fact, just give this guy another timeout. We'll see if he wants to come back with another attitude. So, yeah, in fact, I'm going to do it. Because you guys are going to be too nice to the guy. Timeout. We'll give him 24 hours. Anyways, we're moving on. The ultimate. Wow. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Holy smokes. Look at the 5-minute. Right off of the double whammy. Whammy number 1, the overnight low. Whammy number 2, this purple line, which is the 50 period. It's simple moving average. Look at this candle. Wow. That's what makes... So this right here, this is a good example, is what shorting these movements so difficult. Like in hindsight, it's easy to say, oh yeah, well, you could have shorted there. You could have shorted there. You could have shorted that low. You could have shorted that low because you see what happens next. But like, what about the people that bought right there? They were thinking that it was going to keep, well, right now that we have hindsight, well, that would be stupid. Why would you buy right there? Well, the reason why you think that is stupid is because we know what happens next. Had that been another big green candle, like over here, shorting right here, we can see that it was another red candle. So, oh, that was smart. But if you shorted here and then there's a big green candle, nobody here would be saying, well, that was a dumb short. We'd all be saying, why did you chase the short? So that's where, yeah, in some cases chasing works, but like, what about the people that chased right there? We're thinking, okay, we're going to get a bunch of more. No, they just got cooked. Good morning, band camp. No, that was just, that was timeout camp. Tell the truth, it's not another mirror. It's a picture of me. And no, Anthony, that's just, I mean, I couldn't think about anything further from the truth. All right, have a good one, Krager. All right, so we got the back test of the, so I might try something right here. Okay, I'm long. It's kind of, you know, it came down here. It's bounced now twice off this former breakout point. So see if we can want to try to head back up here. Just in case there's a spike. So let's see if we can hit that first target. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hit that first target. Hit it. Thank you. Okay, let's make sure this is a winning trade now. So I have my stop in green territory. Let's go for a little bit more. Let's go for that next target up there. This will be a green trade now, no matter what. So always a good feeling when you're in the sweet spot of trading. Yeah, sorry, I don't use Apex, so I'm not going to be able to much help with you there. I use Take Profit Trader. There we go. Keep coming up. If this gets closer, I'll move my stop. Yeah, here we go. So now my risk is 12 points in the green. I like when my worst case scenario is I'm making 12 points in the green. I'm about to get stopped out. All right, there we go. Stopped out there, but I'll take it. Now the question is, if it pulls back here, do I try maybe another one down here? Do I try to maybe play? Oh, don't do that. Come on. What about a double top right here? A little miniature double. Ooh, I might have to try short now. Because I forgot. Remember, on the 5 minute, we also have the 50 period moving average. That's right up here, too. I remember if you blew your account, make sure to use. Yes, thank you, Rambo. I appreciate that. Yeah. If you want to help support the stream, code Clay, all caps. All right. Now, I'm not going to just blindly throw an order up there to short. Well, it's not really blind because I do have reason. But, like, I just mean that relative to I'm going to actually wait for some sort of confirmation. See, now this is where I want to call anything choppy. To me, this made a lot of sense. It broke out. It came back down. It back tested the breakout point twice. And now we got to move back up. So there's nothing choppy about this. That's just, I mean, to me, that's good, solid technical analysis there. But that, again, I'm looking at things from the 2 minute time frame. If you're looking at things from like the 15 minute, maybe you would still be saying it's choppy. But that's where we're all a little different. And why universal claims of, man, this is choppy. Well, yeah, maybe for you. But none of this is choppy right now. That was, I mean, that was textbook stuff right there. Like I said, on the 5 minute over here, we have the 50 period also right there. So I want to call you. In fact, I don't know. Should I just be throwing an order to get short right there? I'm just nervous that it spikes. So I'll wait for a confirmation point. But yes, okay. So it's approaching that area. Let's see if we can get some sort of confirmation. Made 1400, getting greedy, gonna log off. All right, so there we are up there. Okay, through the level right now. Did not care about it at all, apparently. So that's exactly. Whew! Thank you, loins. Listen to your loins. My loins were like, might want to wait for confirmation, brother. Thank you, loins. Shout out to my loins on that one. All right, we're approaching VWAP, though. Again, I'm waiting for confirmation, though. That it maybe wants to be weak there. Dang, I'm glad. Listen to your loins when they're calling your name. Oh, my goodness. All right, well, I guess I should have just gotten long, but what time is it? No. Was there something at... No, wait, this didn't start at noon, did it? No, 12:02. Now, I would not be shocked if this next candle were all the way like back here. Unless there was some kind of news here or tweet. Because this has been... I mean, that was over a 100-point move. I mean, some shorts definitely just got cooked there. I mean, that was a 100-point move against them. And if their position sizing was even off a little bit, cooked. I don't know if there was news. I could see it plausibly being news or a tweet because that definitely happened on higher volume. Wait. It just dawned on me. I forgot. I was long here. And then what did I got stopped out because it came down, stopped me. Well, on the bright side, I'm glad I didn't just start going short. Oil stabilizing. Yes, oil is dropping. So right now, this makes me think that there's something. The market right now believes that Trump will not be doing what he's threatening to do. Why do you say shorts got cooked? You really don't know that you are... Why do you say shorts got cooked? You really don't know that you really don't know that. Well, yeah, okay. I agree. In the strict definitions of the words, do I know that there were shorts that got cooked? Well, I do not know that. But does it seem very likely that when a movement in 2 minutes spikes up over 100 points, does it seem possible like that at least some shorts, that there is at least somebody in the world that was short and got cooked there? I think so. So like Lafort, that makes me, you're kind of back to the Lafort you're like bipolar, man. Like sometimes you're like reasonable and then you throw out a comment like that where you're like, what are you talking about? That was a 100-point move in 2 minutes straight up. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's the stuff that just makes me think you're either bipolar or like, I don't know, man. I'd understand if this candle here is on a slow day and this whole candle was like 15 points. Like, okay, yeah, do I know that a short got cooked? But dude, that was over a 100-point move. What are you talking about? But again, yes, do I know? Okay. Definitionally speaking, I do not know that somebody else got cooked. But in the spirit of like what I'm trying to say, like odds are, I think it's a safe assumption to say that odds are there are some shorts that got cooked there. And I don't think that's a crazy claim on my part to be like, oh, there are some shorts that got cooked. You're acting like I said that and with like a 5-point move. You're right. I got cooked. There we go. Lafort, Raspberry got cooked. Thank you. So now we know one person. Well, he could still say, well, Raspberry could be lying to us. So I guess we still don't know because you could be lying. Same with Rocky Sam. Could be lying. Hey, Lafort, you better speak up now or you're just getting totally banned at this point. Because that makes me think you're just a total troll. You're just saying stuff. Yeah, if you got cooked there, like, dang. I mean, that I can understand how people got cooked. That was quite literally a 100-point plus move in 2 minutes. If you're on the wrong side of a move that goes over 100 points in 2 minutes, yeah, odds are even a shred of undiscipline, game over. Yeah, and now that he's gone, yeah. I think he's always been on the radar of like, is this guy a troll or not? But I think we have it solidified now. I just want to be fair because it is hard to express any opinion here. It is hard to express any opinion here. No, I don't think that's true. In fact, that is why I harp on people for not using words like this is what's going to happen, right? Because that's not an opinion. That's like literally they're saying that's what's going to happen. Like if a stove is turned on and you touch that stove with your bare hand, it is not my opinion you will get burned. No, you will get burned. He's a troll? Yeah, I think so too. Let me put it this way. If you were trying to prove a point, Lafort, you picked a very bad example to do it. Like, this was, and I'll be charitable. I'll assume that you were trying to make some kind of overall point. But my feedback to you would be like this was not the candle to make the point you were trying to make. Like, geez, Clay, how can you say that there were shorts that got cooked on a movement that went over 100 points in 2 minutes? Like, that was not... You could have selected maybe something a little bit better to prove the point that you think you're trying to make. Does that make sense, Lafort? I took a short of the purple line on Clay's chart. What EMA is that, Clay? Why do you assume that it's an EMA? All right, maybe along here. Maybe along at the overnight low. So just trying to play the back test right here. But again, I'm not going to just randomly buy there. I want to see some form of confirmation. No. All right. Well, it looks like it's not going to pull back here now. It may still come down here, but now I would not be interested because think about it. If I'm able to get long down around this area, what does that imply? That implies that this green candle right now that we're looking at has disappeared. I'm not exactly sure that's a good time to be buying when green candles disappear. Look, it's disappearing right before our very eyes. Oh, goodbye, green candle, maybe. When it's a big candle with a huge wick, is it to stop out shorters? No. Where did you get that impression from? Who led you to believe that there's some magical, mystical person that just is like, oh, I feel bad for people. That's why the internet, it's all for free on the internet. Yeah, it is all for free. And you can sure throw yourself into a den of people that lead you to believe things that just are not true. Were there shorts stopped out here? Were there people stopped out here? Yes. Was that to stop people out? No, that was just a bunch of buyers showed up. And there are not enough sellers. Therefore, the price went up. Just basic supply and demand. If there is more demand than supply, prices have to go up. If there is more supply than demand, prices have to go down. But I do realize that you don't get to really paint some vast conspiracy theory with stuff like that. So, I mean, that's kind of the boring explanation, which some people don't like. They need spice. Like, oh, no, that was, and then they come up, it's just like, I mean, no. It was trying, yeah, I mean. But I understand, there's a reason why Hollywood and movies and stuff like that are popular, right? Our minds, we like entertainment. We like, We don't really want the truth. We like things exaggerated, right? That's why Hollywood's got to exaggerate stuff. Because the true story, what actually happened is, okay, I mean, can we make it a little bit more interesting? So I meant, would it stop them out? Oh, yeah. I mean, again, 110 point or whatever this was, over 100 point move. And it doesn't even necessarily need to be in 2 minutes. But like 100 point move against you as a short, odds are you're stopped out unless you have super small, position size. But I mean, we had here people step out, and I appreciate their courageousness and, honesty. I think we had, 3 or 4 people admit right here they lost an account on the short side from that move up. So now I'm still potentially interested down around this area for a long, but I don't want to rush into anything too quickly. Speaking of conspiracies, who watched the astronauts go around the moon last night? I took $500 loss on my funded account trying to short. Yeah, yep. Good job not losing the entire account, though, bullish gods. Yes, this is if Yang can cook an account. So you can weak. Yes, this is if Yang. I'm not quite sure what you're saying there, Dash. There's either a typo or you're referencing something that I don't get. I went short a little early too, but I'm only starting with a micro on this market. I added a second micro at the top. Yeah. So there you go, Ty. Per my point, Ty started with a whopping one MNQ. Good job, bullish gods. That's good discipline there, brother. Never saw that old cooking show, Yang Can Cook. I have not. I've never heard of that. I remember that there's that one old lady. I can't remember her name, but she was like kind of famous. Was she baking? Anyways, no, I have not seen that. So therefore, yes, that would make sense how I didn't get your reference. Julia Childs, thank you, rookie. Yes. I have seen Yen Can Cook. Yen or Yang? Yeah, thank you, Anthony. You beautiful dog. Did this guy just call one of his moderators a beautiful dog? I did. I'm an honest person. Anthony is a beautiful dog, and he'll confirm it. I was thinking Martha Stewart. Yeah, I could see that. Well, Lang can cook. Let's go. I've seen my account get cooked. Yes. There are 2 types of prop firm traders if you've traded for, I don't know, at least 2 months. Those that have seen an account get cooked, and then liars. Those are the 2 prop firm traders within like a couple months. I mean, right now we do have, so I'm just going to use this as the trend line of the pattern. So we have the 200 period up there. So, I mean, we got, and just because for you golfers, let's make it extra relatable. For you that like to get out on the golf course, we got the bull pennant. I would just preferably, I'd like to, if I were going to, play this bull pennant, I just like to be in more so down around here. But I never say never. Maybe I'll try a breakout up through here and look for something like that. Yeah, overall, that's what I'd say. We're in the bull pennant right now. And we'll have to see if it can push on up through. Is anybody long already right now? Give me a 1 if you were long. Hey, thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. Using code Clay, feeding some hungry kids. Much appreciated. Again, use code Clay, all caps, with any of your favorite prop firms to get the deal. Feed some hungry children. Market is crashing. What? What market? What market is crashing? Again, I don't. This is why context matters. As I look at the 2-minute, I would not call this a crashing market. That looks like a market that is right now recovering. Hey, thank you, Eternal. But yes, code Clay, all caps, feeds hungry children. Now, I have 6 children, and they are hungry. So they are my kids. I have 6. They are hungry. Therefore, code Clay feeds hungry children, my children. So I mean, to be fair, maybe they were talking about like the daily time frame, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, look at the daily market. It's crashing. It's going okay, yeah." But I mean, this is not a crashing market right now on the 2-minute. Yeah, that's the joke. Well, I heard that from somebody. I was at a speech once, and the guy was like, "Hey, I have some of my books on the back table. Proceeds go to feed hungry children." And then he paused, and he's like, I have 3 children, and they are hungry, so yes, you will help feed my children. And everybody laughed, and I was like, ooh, that was good. That was good. I might have to use that on the live stream. The sky is falling. Okay, Yoga, I'm very confused by you. Like, sometimes you're fine, and now you're like, what are you talking about? What is going on today? It's like there's like some sort of hack out there that's causing people that are usually fine to be like bipolar and weird. Is that you, Yoga, or are you hacked? What is going on? I'm so confused. What do you mean the sky is falling? Hey, good morning, expat. It's Neuralink. No, I like this is starting to get a little strange. You know, this trend line here, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this line. I think that served its purpose for now. But this trend line still, I think is intact still. Yeah, I'm going to keep that out there just out of curiosity. Market causing. Yeah, I don't know what is. Yeah, it's no coffee. Yeah, no coffee. I don't know. Oil is going up. Yeah, oil. So that is actually an interesting observation. So with oil going up like this, I would not expect a bull, this sort of thing. Sure, it's pulled back from there, but still, it's holding up nicely. The war has people. I don't know what is going on, but we are having. Yeah, it's like there's some sort of hack going around there. It's like causing certain people in the chat to just all of a sudden get a little awkward. So again, right now, just watching. Just watching the bull pennant. Let's get the golf hole down here. I don't know. I'm thinking, I don't know, should I be buying on a break of a VWAP? So like a break of the VWAP, that dotted yellow line, is that going to be the leading indicator that a breakup through here is about to happen? I don't know. Like I said, I'm just trying to map out my thoughts. Like this is what I'm envisioning right now. This is what I'm wondering. I'm not saying they're good thoughts. I'm just sharing with you my thoughts. I'm learning so much from your style of trading. Well, good, Skelter. Oh, yes, thank you. We got to remember, bond auction at 1 o'clock. Bond auction at 1 o'clock, so we'll be able to develop and get another data point in our arsenal of the 102. The 102 algo, we'll call it. What do we, no, we got to think, 102, we'll have to think of something spicy to name it. Oil inversely proportional to tech. Nah. I mean, there is. Broadly speaking, there's a correlation, but I think it's a little detached right now. Yeah, the 3-year note auction. Yep. Ooh, the James Bond Elgo. Okay. But yes, right. Oh, hey. Okay, there it goes. Okay, bullpen it. Okay, bullpen it. Yeah, that was too fast for my fingers, but if you're in already. Again, from a bullpen it breakout, the gains have been there already. There was the opportunity. I mean, because we were defining the bullpen, or at least I was, as right there, and that one from 85 up to, we'll call it 25. So that was a 40-point breakout. Now, did you have to be pretty quick with it? You did. But hey, 40-point breakout, not too shabby, in under 2 minutes. So that is the problem, though, of if you're thinking of actually playing the breakout, yeah, sometimes you can just, like you witnessed there, it just happens too fast. But for anybody that was in there ahead of time, good job. Is this thing really going to dump back down? That would be just savagery at its finest. Did you get cooked earlier, Neil? Somebody was talking about you. You went short, like into this candle or something? All right, well, at least it's not, at least as of now, it didn't go straight up and straight back down. It's showing that the VWAP is being a support right now. But man, for a second, that was looking pretty. Big pop coming. All right, put Yoga in timeout. Why is she back to talking in guarantees? I'm going to do it. We're giving her 24 hours. What is going on today? Glenn's Clay played the breakout on the bullpen at the head of the ES and made. Nice job, Yellow. So the problem right now, at least as far as I see it, because I like the 5-minute and I like the 200 SMA. But that right now on the 5-minute chart, again, the pink line here is the 200 period simple moving average. That is public enemy number 1 of the bulls. So if you're bullish, you despise that level. That is your dragon. If you are a short, then this line up here is your knight in shining armor. That's your knight in shining armor. So it's a matter of perspective. If you're a long, that is your dragon that needs to be slaughtered. But if you're short, then that's kind of your line in the sand. That is your knight in shining armor. You shall. Okay, Gandalf was not a knight. By the way, though, Gandalf in Star Wars was absolutely fantastic. So, if you have not yet seen Gandalf in Star Wars, you're missing out. And then, of course, my second favorite is Yoda in Harry Potter. My Huckleberry, there we go. No, Gandalf was not in Star Trek. I know you're trying to fool me. I know full well that Gandalf was in Star Wars. I think you're thinking of Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Trek. Harry Potter and the Knights of the Round Table. Yep. Oh, they're doing a Harry Potter remake? Chewbacca from Lord of the Rings. No. Chewbacca's in Braveheart. Clay, just put an offer on my first. Hey, sweet. An offer on your first. So, where do you live? Double A. Let's start there. Let's do a little bit of research on the real estate market. Where do you live? Southwest Florida. Okay. How long has this house been on the market? What is the DOM? Days on market. 6 months. Okay. So things are a little cool. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that the market has cooled off. It could just mean that this house has been severely overpriced if it's been sitting there for 6 months. So I assume you're not in a bidding war then. Is that true also? Unless they just lower the price. So a lowered price could create a bidding war, but I'll assume that you're not in a bidding war. Is that also true? Not that I'm aware of. So did you, I'm assuming you didn't offer full price either? Did you lowball them a little bit? Let me put it this way. You better not be offering them full price if that price is the same that it's been for the past 6 months. If you did, fire your agent. I'll help you out. I'll help you out. $20 off. Okay. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. Nope, they were asking $339. I offered $315 with them covering $8,000. Okay, I like your agent or whoever is helping you with the decisions. Very good. All right. So the Florida real estate market seems to have cooled off a bit. And that's the point. That's how you fix the housing market. You just be patient. Houses will correct themselves. Let people do what they can afford. And that's what Double A's doing. He's like, okay, Mr. Seller, you've been trying to get this for 6 months. You don't got any buyers. Step into my office, please. Very good. So there is how the real estate market actually fixes itself. No, you got to cut interest rates to make it more affordable. No, that's how prices will go back up again. Because then that's where the bidding wars come back into place. But right now, look at this. This guy is having, or we'll see if he comes down. Well, I mean, rookie, see, the problem with you is you are not looking at Trump through the lens of hyperbolic language. You think that he means like he's going to like end Iran. So the market does not seem as crazy as what you think it is if you just view Trump through the lens of hyperbolic language. Just sat on my hands for lunch today. All right, Andy. Yep. Hey, good morning, Cam. Maybe thinking about a long here around the VWAP. I want to see how it behaves, though. I don't know. I could get in here with a stop just down below here, I suppose. Okay, I only got one. Partial. Doggone it. Doggone it. Stupid thing. I'll just... Oh, crap. Oh, boy. What did I just do? What did I just do? What did I just do? What? 30? Crap. All right, let's see if it wants to pull back. Do me a solid here, market. I'm being stupid. Please do me a solid. Do me a solid. Get below that blue line. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get below there, please. Just a little bit. Doing me a solid. I think I'll just go. This is, what am I doing? Okay, okay, let me just get out of this stupid thing. I have no idea. What did I do? What did I mistyped up here somehow. Holy, that's why you need this. That's why you need this. That was a terrible trade, by the way. That was just me getting super stubborn And like, oh man, that could have been not good. Oh goodness. Yeah, I got it now. Thank you. No, that was, yes, correct. That was not a trade. That was me going into stubborn, holding hope mode. I was cracking walnuts. If you heard gunshots, don't worry. That was not gunshots out your window. That was just my butt cheeks cracking a walnut. That is what you heard. No need to call the cops. I will repeat. What sounded like shotgun shells being launched out your window was not. It was the walnuts between my butt cheeks that I was cracking, okay? That's what you heard. Was I long or short? I was short. What you just is your oh man, I'm still don't know how did. Yeah. Okay. I wanted 3. I only got 1. So I think I came up here and thought that I changed this to 1 so I could just, pretty much manage position from 1. But then all of a sudden, it was a typo, so I had 31 up there, I think. I think that's what happened. But that was still not good. Yes, I walked away basically break even. But yeah, me refusing to just hop out when it would have been just a modest loss, that was bad. That was bad. Deactivate your cursor. Would that help? Okay. All right. Right. Yeah. 3 NQs all of a sudden. Short when I was actually thinking long. Remember, I had gotten long here. So I was short in a bullish pattern with 30 MNQs. I can't believe more people didn't laugh at the gunshot. Goodness, tough crowd. Yeah, that was Monka S for sure. All right, let's get locked back in here. Maybe another long if this thing wants... it's acting like it wants to pop up. I should probably get this thing. You got to think everybody and their brother's uncle has drawn this trend line right here. Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah. Remember, at 1 o'clock, please remind me, that is the bond auction. All right, do we try it here? Does it break? Ooh, that's a disappointment all of a sudden. I just noticed. Even if it does break, look what's not that far above us. The dreaded 200 period simple moving average, that pink line, which so far has rejected the price twice. Again, I'm not saying that will reject it again. I'm just saying that could put a damper on the parade of buying a break right here. Bounce off the 200 I'm shorting. I don't know. It's scary now to short that 200 period because you'd also be essentially shorting the start of a bull pennant breakout. I don't know if I want to be shorting the very beginning of a bull pennant breakout. Now, yes, there is the inverse. There's the other side of that, which is saying, well, Clay, I think the breakout of the bull pennant is going to fail because of the 200 period. So I can see that angle too. But those are the angles. It's all about people's reference points. I'm scared to short it because it's the beginning of a bull pennant breakout, or could be. Other people are saying, no, I want to short it there because I think the bull pennant breakout will fail. But is third time the charm? Yeah, maybe. I'm going to try it stop just above the wick with room for a wick. Okay. We'll talk about it more at that time, rookie, because at that time, people are going to be asking about it again. And I don't feel like going through it again. We'll talk about it at 1 o'clock. I'm short 6 MNQ. Where's your stop at? Papacito.
Man, I need an ice cube after that last trade. If you know what I'm saying. When acorns pop, man, they can create some sharp edges. You double check to delete 3 and system did not delete it. It is not. No, it was my mistake. I just misclicked. Thank you, though. Thank you for trying to make me feel better. Like, oh, it wasn't. No, it was definitely my fault. Right down here is a super interesting long, though. In fact, one that I will try. We have the 200 period simple moving average. We have the VWAP. We have the 21 EMA. All kind of converging around this area. So a guaranteed bounce from there? Of course not, but I'm going to take a swing at it. No, I was not in the military. My brother-in-law was in the Marines, though. Clay, did you lose some of your gains? No. On that walnut cracking trade, I think I escaped with like $3. Did you miss some, or did you potentially? Maybe you got missed getting steamrolled. All right, here we go. Maybe if that green line turns blue, I'm in. No. Oh. All right, maybe it'll. I want to come down some more now. I chose poorly. I guess I should have just chosen the VWAP for the bounce point. Oh. Cool. I appreciate it. Thank you for your service, Double A. Did anybody get long there? Did anybody say, hey, you idiot, why aren't you just doing the VWAP? I'm going to do the VWAP. So for any of you that were independent thinkers and chose the VWAP, good job. The power of independent thinking. All right, I need to come down here now. It did go green, and as I mentioned earlier, this was a green candle. Do I really want to be buying all of a sudden when that green candle has disappeared? No. All right, have a good one, son. Yeah, Rambo. I think the record for me is I had that one trade where I got 94 MNQ, unintentionally had 94. And I think on that one, I don't remember. I think I made like $1,800 in just a few seconds. But yeah, that's the record on the stream. Okay, up it goes, knocking on the door there. Look at that. Tread line right off of it. Man, the power of charts. I love charts. Got out for 470. Good job. Do we break, though? Again, on the 5-minute, we have that 200 period not that far above us. That's what's causing the hesitation here on the 2-minute. Right now, we're looking at the 2-minute time frame, but over on the 5-minute that I'm looking at right there, we still got that 200 period right above us. Because I can bring it over. That's not going to hurt anything. So that's what I mean. We have the trend line, but then right above the breakout point is that 200 period, which, as I was pointing out earlier, both there and there has rejected the price back down. Doesn't mean it'll reject it again, but it makes buying any sort of breakout a little scary. For me, at least. I love lamp. Brick, are you just randomly saying stuff? Trading plan short. All right, I like it, Raven. Giving us a trade plan, all 3 numbers. That takes courage. Good stuff there. Maybe we just chop around for the bond auction. I don't know if that's why. I don't know if that's what the market's necessarily waiting for or not, but I guess maybe. I don't think it's too crazy of a thought. Yeah, let's go ahead and not mention other people here, please. Not that it's because I think all other people are scammers or stuff like that. I just don't know most other people. So I'd prefer to not possibly use my channel serve as a funnel to funnel somebody to a person that is like a clown. Again, I'm not saying that other people are automatically clowns. I'm just saying I kind of do my own thing. I keep my head down. So I do not know who the vast majority of other people are. And I'd hate to refer anybody to somebody that actually is a clown. Because believe it or not, there are clowns on the internet. No, you're fine. I know you didn't mean anything negative by it. Now you know. Look at this. Look at all these levels. They're now kissing. The 200 period moving average, the VWAP, and the 21. All at the same level right there. Again, is that a guaranteed bounce? Nope. But is that an area where I'm going to try a long? Yep. They're all smooching it up right down there. And now it's just going to, I guess, ignore it. Look at this. Come on. This is better than any Hollywood movie. Is the price going to push up through? Speaking of clowns, let's go short some MCL. Well, I mean, why MCL? Why don't you just go short CL? All right, well, never mind on that. Okay, there's the break again. If you're taking it, I wish you all the best. But, man, just keep an eye on that 5-minute. Careful on the 5-minute. In fact, we can watch it on the 5-minute, see how it actually behaves. So, again, on the 5-minute right here, that 200 period, that is the 5-minute. So let's see how it reacts at that level if it gets up there. Now, for the scalpy scalper, I'm assuming that they already have plenty of wiggle room anyways, so it's not the scalpy scalper that's worried about that level, but if you are somebody that's looking for the bigger move, like I said, that could present a problem. So let's see how it behaves up at that area. I play a back test. That looks kind of interesting. And I'm going to get that out of the way. The back test. Well, now if it keeps heading up, then I won't be interested. Okay, there you go. So it just bounced off it on the 5-minute. So right there. Okay, right there. We're at the level. It's doing battle. Ooh, wow. Right now, it's trying to push through a little bit. Wow. A savage battle ensuing. The Bulls, they're trying to stampede the Bears. The Bears they're clawing though. Are the Bulls going to be able to stampede through? The Bears are putting up a fight. Oh my goodness. Hide the kids. There's Bulls hooves flying around. I just saw somebody's nostrils fly by my face. Okay. More Bulls are coming for the stampede, but the Bears they're throwing those claws. You got to hide the children. Hide the children. Oh, my goodness. The Bears. Oh, more Bears showed up, apparently. Oh, my goodness. There's bull blood everywhere. Whoa, a hoof just flew by. Oh, there's a snout. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Oh, the Bulls called some buddies. They're like, we're not done yet, brothers. Let's stampede these Bears. Okay. So that's the battle right now. Bulls versus the Bears. Supply versus demand. However you want to look at it. Nobody said trading was not was a no contact sport. That's true. Yeah, you can't get too excited until you see the bull's horn. Yeah, that's true. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and try this as a short. I'm gonna put my stop right above here. So tight stop. But if the Bears do end up winning out, should have a nice little trade. But I'm only getting filled if it comes back down. So it's got to come down to that red line in order for me to get filled. I am in. Okay. There's my first target. Come on, Bears. Start slashing. Slash some tires. Come on, slash those tires. Uh-oh, should I just take in the scalpy scalp? I'm getting scared. Getting scared. Come on down, you. Come on. Come on. Little bit more. Little bit more. Little bit more. Do it, brother. Come on, brother. Brother. I might be bailing, but I'm trying to listen to my loins. Come on, bro. Ooh. Yeah, I don't like that. No, I'm not doing it. Oh, you dirty, dirty rat. Played me like a fiddle. You played me like a fiddle. Okay. From the entertainment standpoint, I was really hoping that was about to dump. Because now I don't look too stupid. I look stupid still. Don't get me wrong. I do still look stupid. But man, had that dumped, I could have... Oh man, that would have been great from an entertainment value standpoint. Stupid thing. Stupid thing. I thought I got my emotion all in control until I saw you. Hey, Darko. Darko, there's a hint here. Read the bottom right-hand corner. There's the hint. There's the hint. Okay, now I don't look, yeah. Yeah, disappointing. Still may come down, but no, Grant, to be fair, I can't be like, that was still, a breakout was occurring, but I was thinking at least a retest of here, that would have been a nice juicy short. From where I got short, it had to come all the way down there, and even then bounce. Well, I mean, from that vantage point, doesn't matter. Yes, again. Man, why is this guy so emotional? Blah, blah. Again, the hint. For those of you with a business bone, you don't need a lot of it, just a single business bone in your body. The hint is in the bottom right-hand corner. Auction in 10 minutes. Thank you. Yes, I'm totally going to forget about that. So we need to be reminded about the auction. Actually, the auction is in 8 minutes. I'm so kind of disappointed. Oh, man. Had that dumped, I could have... Man. So in all actuality, I think I played that pretty well. The fact that it was not going... Sure, it did go down a little bit more, but not that much before turning around. So all kidding aside, I'm pretty happy with how I played it. Granted, I do now have hindsight in my favor. Yeah, thanks, Marky. Look what you did, Marky, you little jerk. Why don't I put a That is a great. That is yes. Why shouldn't I? There we go. So I want to talk about it at 158. Okay, so there we go. So at this level, hopefully that reminds me to talk about the bond auction and why that's important and what we've seemingly as a group here started to discover as we formulate our theory and collect more and more data points. Not stupid, just a doofus. That's true. So the theory, though, is this. Okay, so I should probably put... I'll move this line over to 102. Because the theory is at 102, we'll get a little spice. Now, how much spice? I don't know. Will there even be spice? I don't know. But like I said, this is a theory in movement. I didn't really like longs in that moment where you messed up. Well, I've messed up multiple times now, Scott. Are you talking about this trade right here? Or are you talking about this one where I accidentally, misclicked? Hey, Miss Williams. See, that's the problem. When you mess up multiple times. The 30 contracts. Oh. I didn't really like longs in that moment. Oh, you didn't? I did. Sing song Ice Spice at 102. I'm trying to figure out, am I insulted that you think I would know some song named Ice Spice? What are you talking about? What kind of music do you think I listen to? You mean Ice Ice Baby? Is that what you mean? 5-minute candle can't close above. Can't close above what? Oh, I'm assuming you mean the 200 period simple moving average. Yeah, it's struggling. It's struggling to stay up through there. I'm tempted to buy a pullback here though. The back test and go. Right now we not only have the trend line, but we also have the 21. So yeah, I think I will take a swing at it. Although I got to be careful because of the bond. Okay, we still got time. I really like following you, Clay, besides when I... Well, thanks, Swedish guy. How is the trading coming along? It's going all right. I have not blown any accounts today, and I think that's, on a day like today, it's becoming more and more kind of... Oh, look at this. All right, I have to at least try. There we go. We'll look to get long at the green line. Oh, boy, I got a pee, too. Oh, boy. I like to really challenge myself. So I'm going to chug water while I have to really pee. Let's go. This is where mental toughness is built up right here, folks. All right, here we go. Trying to get long here. Come on. If that green line turns blue, I am in. Looking for the play the back test of the trend lines or the back test of the breakup point, but we also have the 21 EMA right there. They're smooching. So it's a smooch. We're going to coin the term a smooching support. There we go. How's that? Let's go to the people's streams that like to use all those abbreviations and then just be like, I'm buying at the smooching support. They're going to look at you like, you're the smartest person I've ever heard. What is a smooching support? Then you can sell them a system. The smooching support system. There you go. See, I just did the business. Now you can go out there and make a bunch of money off lazy people. You can sell them the smooching support system. All right, I am going to go ahead and cancel this, though, now because we are approaching... Okay, so the working theory and is that every now and then the government has to do bond auctions, right? That's how the government raises money, blah, blah, blah. And for the vast majority of at least my trading career, which is going on about 20 years now, the market, like, it was not something that you would need to pay attention to because, okay, yeah, the government's raising some money, but who really cares? But at this point in the United States economic history, because debt loads are becoming so massive, the market does tend to start to care more about these bond auctions. Now, it's not like it's a Fed announcement or anything like that, but they do start to care more. And the auctions happen, not every day, which is why I got to check the economic calendar, but they happen at 1 o'clock Eastern. And but that's when the auction starts. Now, the auction needs to happen, but because they're all electronic, the working assumption is they take about 2 minutes, and then we'll get our results. So at 1:02, we've been noticing, we as a collective, meaning those of you that are longtime viewers, we notice that the market can kind of get spicy. So that's what we're looking at here. And I do trust so much in the theory right now that I will not be in a trade from now until at least probably like 1:04. Because at 1:02, it can get spicy enough to potentially just knock you out of a trade. Now, to be fair, if it goes in your favor, it could be good. But there might not be any spice. So actually, what auction is it? We should start to track this in like a spreadsheet. I think it's a 3-year note auction. Because you have the 3, you have the 10-year. So maybe the market cares about some bond auctions more than others. But so the premise should be this. At 1 o'clock, we shouldn't see any spice. Because 1 o'clock is when the auction starts. It's at 1:02. So here we go. Soon. So 1 o'clock, we shouldn't be seeing anything. Again, we're developing our theory right now. And we do have some good data points already. Like I said, we have enough good data points for me. I'm not willing to risk being in a trade at 1:02. Or 1 o'clock, because I don't know. Okay, it's 1 o'clock. There should be no spice per the theory. Okay, so this is where... Okay, no, that's not right. Huh? Right there. This is where the spice should happen. So right now, everything is checking out. The auction is occurring right now as we speak. But this next candle, I'm thinking we'll see some spice. How much spice? I don't know. Oh, hey, stop. All right, there we go. Now what do we do with that? Okay, we're in the ballpark. There we go, 1 o'clock. So did they already release the, I don't know. Maybe the 3-year doesn't take as long before you get results. So maybe we have to modify the working theory to just flat out call it between 1 o'clock and 1:02. But there it is right there, the bond auction. I exited my short right before that happened. Well, you are a madman to have been in a trade with the bond auction. Now, I don't know. Maybe this next candle is still going to produce even more spice than this. But I'm thinking that might have been the spice. So maybe we need to tweak the theory and just flat out not call it 1:02, but just between 1 and 1:02. It was at 1:01? No. Maybe, I guess. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Coming up on 1:02. Let's see if we can get another round of spice. That might have been it. Let's see. I had shorts. I canceled you. Oh, good job, Cam. Got other before the short. All right, here we go. 1:02. Any more spice? No, not really. Okay. But there was a spice right there happened. All right. So something that we need to still work together about moving forward as a chat. Just help remind each other whenever we have one of those bond auctions to be aware of it. Keep an eye on it. What is the volume profile indicator called? I don't know, Tyler. This is Tradeovate. How do you know the times of these auctions? That's economic calendar. Part of your morning routine, and this is for any type of day trader. But yeah, part of your morning routine, you should be checking the economic calendar. An economic calendar will tell you the announcements for the day. So that is how we knew that the bond. Now, a lot of the stuff on the economic calendar, you don't have to really care about. But like I said, the working theory here is the bond auctions are one of those things where, like I said, not a Fed announcement, but I mean that was some spice right there. That's the first thing I do. Yes. Yeah, the pillar of any, especially in the prop firm world, because they do have this certain rules, is you want to check the economic calendar and check your email every morning. Like I have 3 screens, and in the bottom right there, I have the email for Take Profit Trader. I have it right there on a tab. So every morning, and I can always keep an eye on it, because every morning I want to check, all right, is there any news or anything like that I'm not allowed to, okay, there you go. All right, so let's get, okay, I got it. Okay, I've held out long enough. I need to. All right, I'll be right back. Did I miss anything? Doesn't look like it. Let's get rid of these lines. Yeah. All right. So looking like the key breakout point right now. It's just, yeah, the high of that spike right there, which is about 240. So 240, I'd say, key area of resistance right now. Hey, if you're enjoying, hit that like button. Would love to have this up over 200 likes now. So if there's 7 of you that are willing to be my knight in shining armor and hit that like button, that would be great. I know it doesn't seem like the like button helps out much, but it actually does. It makes a big difference. So if you are enjoying in any way, shape, or form, if you don't mind hitting that like button, that would truly be appreciated. Just passing by. Hey, well, thank you. Oh, whoa, 230. Okay, I guess I just needed a like. Thank you, I guess I just needed to remind people. Thank you, everybody. Fantastic. Yeah. Helps the psychology, too. That's fair. I think I might have to try to take a swing at this. No, come back down. Come back down. Trying to get long at the green line. Okay, I'm in. Long. So trying to anticipate a break here, which can be risky in the sense of I never got any confirmation. But on the plus side, if we do get a break, well, I'm going to have just that much better of an entry point. So always give and takes. But let's see if we can get the breakout. Hey, Mark. Fantastic. Vacation. Very good. Are you still swing trading at all, or have you been just totally away from the markets? You know, this was a poor trade. I mean, just in the sense of, I don't know if I had really a clear cut. I mean, I do. I'm watching that 21 for like a stop, but I should have probably tried to get it down a little bit lower, so I'm not, you know, having that many. I mean, it's like I said, it's not a train wreck, but probably could have done better from the risk management angle of things. Great, Will. Glad that video helped you out. Have been swing trading till the war. Yeah, the war, yeah. Well, good. Well, I guess I don't know good. Hopefully your swing trades are doing okay. It is not the easiest of environments to be trading right now. MCL retesting. Is the MCL, that's like a knee thing, right? Like you got the ACL and the MCL. That's the problem with the micro oil. I think of like that tendon every time I read somebody say that. The MCL. Just a question. Do I have well, I don't know, what size account did you go with? Do I add some more here is what I'm debating right now. Maybe. I do like the formation. I like how it's respecting the 21. It's kind of coiling up like, so we basically have like this. This is what we have a nice little ascending triangle here. So it's just coiling up to potentially get the breakup through. But it really slowed down here, didn't it? All right, relax. Good job. No, I'm not going to out fancy myself. Let's just see if the 20. I was thinking about, do I add right there? Try to add on a bounce off the 21 EMA. But like I said, I don't want to out fancy. No need to get too cute. Hey, Grant. Now, of course, if this thing turns out to be a beautiful trade, I'll be just very angry that I did not add down here. But if this keeps on coming down, I'll be very happy that I didn't add. Working on my third TPT. Hey, nice, Grant. Good job. So racehorse model is fully intact, it sounds like. All right. Come on. Do your job, 21 EMA. No, unknown Poppy. That'd be a rule break. If you break rules, your account's game over. Come on, seeing if it wants to bounce off that 21 EMA. Good, I'm glad it's helped, Grant. Yeah, the time, in my opinion, the time investment up front is well worth it. Man, things really just got slowed down here. Come on, bounce. Bounce. There we go. I'm not trying to get my hope up too much, but just trying to trust the 21 EMA. The rules say you can. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm misunderstanding the question then. Is there a new hoop to jump through on Tradeovate after re-up? I don't think so. But I guess I'm not sure what do you mean by new hoop? I got in at the blue line. Trying to trust the 21 EMA. So far, I have trusted it, and so far, it has held. In hindsight, I suppose I should have just waited for the 21 EMA. That would have been a beautiful, beautiful entry, but that's all hindsight. All right, so at this point, there's my stop. So this thing's either bouncing or it's breaking down through the 21 EMA, and I got to put my line in the sand somewhere. So it is what it is. Let's see. Let's see if it'll hold or not. Trade of 8 telling me. Did you try logging out and back in again? I'm about to get stopped. Yeah, well, look at that. That green candle totally wiped away. I think this might be my first losing trade of the entire stream. So, I guess the perfect stream has now gone away. Well, I'm still in by the skin of my teeth somehow. How am I not stopped out? What in the world? All right, there it is. All right, well, not that I was ever going for a flawless stream, but there we go. It's over. First losing. I guess I don't know. One of you will correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm not sure, Mark. I don't know what Trade of 8 would be doing. I'm not. We haven't had anybody else report that's an issue. That doesn't mean obviously it's not an issue for you, but it sounds like it might be an exception and not the rule if that is an issue. All good now? Okay, perfect. Man, that thing really kind of slowed down on us, didn't it? Just yeah. Had I waited for the 21, I could have given myself some more wiggle room here, but yeah. So maybe, I don't know, maybe another try down here around this area for a long. I had that issue this morning with the new test. Just had to fully log out. Oh, okay, Gary. So there you go, Mark. Sounds like Gary also had that issue. Chart says I'm okay. I will go much more up. My psychology says it will crash at power hour. Yeah, at the end of the day, you got to just listen to the chart. Volume is down dramatically. No wonder the trains are. Okay, I think there's a typo there. I think, unless trains. Quote. Did you unplug? Yeah, pretty much. I logged out like 3. Okay, so it took 3. Third time was a charm, or fourth time. So interesting dynamic here on the 5-minute. We have almost a double whammy here of supports. We have the VWAP, which you can see right here has already produced one bounce, but we also have the 21. So it's moved up enough where they're essentially right at each other, but so if it comes down there, I could see myself interested. Ooh, nice little hammer candle here. I got to be careful, though. I don't want that one losing trade, which is fine, but I don't want that to all of a sudden spin into me just starting to get a little too aggressive and too fancy. Shorted up to 50 on my 5 evals and withdrawal on today at the end of the day. I don't know if I knew. Okay, so Pop, you're copy trading? I don't know if I realized that. Hey, Hassan. How are you doing? Hey, Snarf. Good to see you. Ooh, that's brutal. That was a nice little hammer candle right there, and now just completely eaten up. Oh, you're not copy trading? Okay. Long at 185. So close, but not quite. I wonder, is this the new range here? I don't know. So clearly this level is, the resistance. But if VWAP is the new kind of support, do we have or sell? I mean, it's still a 60-point range, but I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Is have we entered into just the chop for the afternoon, and are we just going to kind of be doing something like this? I don't know, but your chart on Okay, Hassan, we got to find you a better translator, man. I do remember you. You're the guy that is French, and you speak French, and I think you're using a translator for all this. But I think we got to find you a new program. Well, my stop is at 170. Well, if that's what your strategy says it should be, then stick with the strategy. I think I might try a long down here. I'm going to wait for confirmation, though. See if this actually does want to start to behave like it did over here, and like maybe the VWAP is the bottom of this sideways range. I've taken 8 trades today on -2. Well, hey, man, if those 8 trades are all done with good habits and good discipline and following your rules, that sounds like a great day to me. Hello, GDX. I wait for good setup and try to take price above 200 immediately. All right. Well, whatever you're doing, Papacito, you keep it up. I know you're getting some payouts. In at 191.50. Stop. I love it. I love to see you guys giving trade plans. That is a sign of courage. It's very easy to flap your lips and just use words. But when you use numbers, then we can all hold you accountable. Paul is speaking right now, and that's why markets are sliding downwards as a result. Who is Paul? You mean Paul? Or who's Paul? Who is... That'd be a good t-shirt. Who is Paul? But I'm actually being serious. Like, who is Paul? Anybody else other than Philly withdraw? Uh-oh. Did you hold pass? You must have, which hence the point of your question. Where did Carl go? Carl says something about Paul. Oh, Paul. Oh, goodness. The problem by not double checking your typing. Paul's speaking right now? Yeah, that's who I was saying. Like Paul from the Bible? Like, I think that's the most famous Paul. Filled at 185. All right, here we go. Okay, I might be, like I said, interested in a long down around here. I think I'm just going to try to anticipate it. Okay, I am almost in. Almost in. All right, I'm in. Let's see if we can get a bounce off this area. It's also at the 5-minute 21 EMA, so quite the interesting area. See if I can take at least one out right there. I'm trying to trade the range. People tell me, Clay, just trade the range. I think this might be a range. I'm trying to trade it. Come on. Come on, at least hit that first target. That'd be nice. My first target is that red line right there. Come on. Come on. I'm losing hope, Faith. I'm losing hope, chat. Come on. Hit that first target. Oh, no, I'm out after that nonsense. Nope. 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 If you want to go back up after that, fine. You played me like a fiddle. But nope, I'm not going to play with that game. Ain't going to do it. You are in. No, I wasn't. I wasn't. It got that close to my first target, and then you saw it just slide right back down. That's where I waved the white flag. I'm not gonna play these games. Hey, TJP. I'm long as a 2-minute candle. Stop previous low. Should I have gotten out there? I don't know. Ask me in 3 minutes. I'll let you know. People are anticipating the 8 p.m. speech tonight. I don't know about that. I mean, prop firm traders definitely aren't. Because you can't hold past 5 p.m. anyways. And like I said, I think the odds, congrats on anybody got long and didn't get spooked out like I did. Some might say you should have put a stop loss that you can tolerate and let the trade play out. Yeah, some would say that. I would say that. But some would also say that when the price is a track record of acting goofy, and if you've given it enough time in your mind of the internal clock and it's still acting goofy, to just hop out. Some would also say that. Right. No, I get that. But per the person's premise, he made it sound like some people right now are speculating. Maybe I misread. Let's see. What did he say? He said people are anticipating the 8 p.m. Yeah, so I took that as anticipating as in like right now they're anticipating. Dude, you should have held. I know, man. I know. I also should have bought Bitcoin at $10 a coin. Yeah, this is MNQ. All right, as it comes back down. So the 5 minute here is looking... Risky to take a trade when Paul, that's true. Yeah. Got to be careful of Paul. Now, not the Apostle Paul. The other Paul. Listen to what Apostle Paul has to say. But the other Paul, yeah, maybe not as much. Oh, good old autocorrect. Providing confusion and entertainment all at the same time. No, none of these other ones it's not jiving. Because like I can totally see how an autocorrect of Paul could be as Paul. But like, okay, Matthew. Yeah, well, who in the market right now is Matt? Like that just it doesn't make sense though. But like the whole Paul thing makes so much sense. That's why it's hilarious. What's the news guy's name? What is the new Fed guy's name? Or what could an autocorrect for the new guy's name be? Like, should I know that by now? No, I don't think I should know that. Like, once he gets in office, I should then know the name as a trader. But I don't think right now I need to know the guy's name. Walsh? That's the new guy's name is Walsh. Is it Walsh or Walsh? Or okay. Okay, Kevin Walsh. Okay, so what could an autocorrect for that name possibly be? It's Wart. Okay, I don't know why I ask sometimes. Bless your hearts. I know you all mean well, but I ask the chat something and I get 18 different answers. Bless your hearts. I know you guys are all coming from a place of goodness, but holy smokes, the internet is real. Worcestershire, like Worcestershire sauce. So the 5 minute here has me not interested in shorts at all. This sort of action right here, I would be scared to get short. So I am still looking for potential longs and thinking long and bullish based on how these candles are taking shape here. But yeah, at this exact moment in time, I would be very scared to be short. Water, I think, would be closest. Walrus, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was hilarious. Paul speaking. Paul. That was good stuff. I would say the way. I would think it will dump. Based on what? I mean, when I see two hammer candles, I do not, my mind, and I'm not saying I'm right, but like back-to-back hammer candles off the VWAP, my mind does not go to, oh, that's going to dump. Based on the chart. Well, okay. Okay. Let's check this guy's profile. Is this somebody that's been here before? No, not. With all due respect, James, yes, I realize based on the chart. What I'm asking you is what on the chart do you see? And for me, on the chart, when I see two hammer candles like this, again, I'm not saying I'm right, but when I see like this sort of action, lower shadows at the 21 EMA, at VWAP, in what's been an overall uptrend. So when I see this sort of stuff, me personally, this does not make me lead to thinking it will dump. Again, I'm not saying I'm right. Maybe I'm totally wrong. But yeah, what do you see on the chart that makes you think that that's going to lead to a dump? Maybe it's the one. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Man, it is just hitting me. That has got to be the quickest I've ever lost a pro. Sure, it was technically day 2 of the pro, but... Yeah, well, in this market here, yeah. Now, also to be fair to what was the guy's name? James, he's not specified. So maybe he means there's going to be a dump within like the next hour. Okay, that's totally fine. I'm not talking about the next hour. I'm just saying like in this immediate sense right now, I would not be thinking short. But to be fair to him, maybe he means like, no, I mean like by the end of the day, there will be a dump. Well, yes, of course, it could go. The price can do anything. It could do anything. It's just a game of odds, right? And for me, that the odds of it, dumping right now don't seem super high. Dang, where did James go? I was hoping he'd shed some light on what he sees via the chart. Oh, we're reading. Well, I don't know. It depends. It depends, I guess. Some people are maybe looking out their window at the stars. Other people are shaking up the 8 balls. McDonald's, Uber Eats. Yeah, again, I'm not saying he's wrong. Like, yeah, of course it could dump. I'm just curious what he sees that would make it think it would dump. But now he has seemingly disappeared. Must be reading the Trust Me Bro charts. I don't know. It's hard to know since he's not speaking for himself. So there it is. I was ideally, and in hindsight, I got maybe a little too, yeah, I'm speaking in hindsight, but I got too high maintenance. I was hoping this candle would drop down here again and I could take a swing at it. Down around this area, get myself a tight stop. But obviously, I guess it did drop down a little bit, but did not come down to this range again before heading back up. Again, to be fair to James, maybe he just meant it'll dump within like the next hour. So I'm not quite sure what he meant within the context of things, but yeah, that is why I would have been scared to get short there. But James is gone. All right. Well, in all actuality, it wasn't clean with trade the range, but I wouldn't. I'm still thinking that seems to be it right now. Bottom of the range is the VWAP. Again, this was not the most cleanest of bottoms as it kind of putzed around and broke through there, but nothing crazy. So I don't know. We headed back up to the top of the range, and then we'll have to see how it acts at 240. He went on a beer run with Paul, maybe. We are getting a biblical theme, though. We got Paul. Now we got James. We got any Matthews here or Johns or any Judases here? Do we got a Judas here? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Titus, is that your name? Please tell me that's your name, because I like Titus as a name. How about my legal name? Is Timothy? There we go. There we go. Now we got the biblical theme going. We got a Judd. Not quite Judas. Wow. James, please. Where did James go? Please tell me. Why did you think it was going to dump? I'm curious. That was a great answer, though, on his part. What makes you think that? What makes you say that? The chart. James, come back. Holy smokes. Okay. Okay, next potential area, we got a pivot point right here. Have a dog named Moses. There we go. Well, thank you, Beg. Now, had you said, Clay, you are the dented baboon, I'd say correct. Goat, no. Am I a dented baboon? Yes. Thank you, though. Yeah, this is... I might look for a pullback here. Try to get long at 240 of a back test. So here we go. I will if it comes down. No, I don't think... big move, yes, but this doesn't seem like a tweet worthy, like a ceasefire or something like that. I would think that's potentially like a 100-point move very, very quickly. I could be wrong. This does seem like something was said somewhere. Oil is also dropping, but I don't know. Like a ceasefire has been reached. I'm thinking that's like bare minimum of 500-point candle. Iran's U.S. ambassador to the UN is currently en route to Tehran to pursue consultations. You don't trade live anymore. Of course, yeah, I understand math. Why would I ever use my own live account? Heck no. I listen to math, not ego. No news yet, but they're talking. Yeah, that does actually make sense about somebody's en route to do. So yeah, I could see something like that. Dude, I'm so disappointed that James bailed. Why? That's so disappointing. 8 p.m. will tell. I mean, do you need to wait till 8 p.m. though? Really? Like my prediction, and let the record state, I don't think this is some sort of genius prediction. My prediction is at 7:59, there will be a tweet, there will be something that says, we are reaching, things are going very well. We are close to reaching an agreement. Something about things are going well. Therefore, we're extending the deadline. And he won't give a new date to the deadline, but he'll extend it because things are going well. And then tomorrow, Iran will come out and be like, what are you talking about? We have not even been talking at all. That is my prediction. That's my prediction. I don't think I need to wait till 8 o'clock to find out. I think history repeats itself, and we've this pattern has seemingly arisen many times now. But I will say this. Under the premise that Trump speaks in hyperbolic language, if he does actually go through with it or whatever, there will not be nukes. I would say that was just all hyperbolic language. Yeah, I'm watching for the retest. Watching to potentially get long right around here. Nothing fancy, just the breakout, maybe the back test and go, right? So my first question is, will the price even come down there? And if it does, my second question is, well, will it bounce? Where'd my cursor go? There it is. Chasing. I'm not sure what you mean by chasing. What do you think he is going to do to wipe out? Again, we talk. I don't think you're here top 40, but what has really helped me just make the world make a little bit more sense is if you look through the lens of two different lenses at Trump. Lens number one, look at him as an entertainer. Okay, that's lens number one. Lens number two, he loves hyperbolic language. If you use those two lenses, I think they think things make more sense. So, I'm not saying this is you, but okay, here we go. Maybe, I want some sort of form of confirmation though. I could just buy here and try to anticipate it, but I'd like to first just make sure. Make sure it implies like a guarantee. So when I say make sure, I mean like give myself something that makes me a little bit more confident in the setup. Looks heavy. So I'm assuming Lafort is short. Now on the way down. Right, it has come down. The question is, will it keep going down, though? How do you handle a downtrend? Yeah. That's one of those things where, that's like the definition of like not a clean setup for those sorts of things, exactly. Not bouncing anymore. Huh? Okay, why don't we just do this? Elam, why don't you just give us a trade plan? So how are you going to make money on this action? We just need 3 numbers from you. We need an entry point, a stop, and a target. Looks like it might respect... Oh, good grief. I can't do it. I can't look at those 3 letters. I'm deleting that out. Can't look at it. It's so sad. Made 2K. Okay, well, I'm not asking about how much you made. I'm asking for a trade plan. Okay, order flow is telling you. Okay, well, use order flow and give us a trade plan. Where is order flow telling you there should be an entry? Where is order flow telling you there should be a stop loss? And where is order flow telling you a target? Too risky to long or short right now. It is? Isn't that what a stop loss is for? And I'm out, 20 points. Good job, 444, 444. I love when slippage fills. Yeah. No, those are the best ones. When you're trying to get out, and then it goes, and then slippage is like, whoa, hey. Long from the breakout. All right, I like that. Look at those 3 numbers. Great. I would short at 320. All right, sounds good, 40. I appreciate that. An actual trade plan. Where'd the order flow guy go? How come people that like to just say stuff, they never like to say numbers, just stuff. But it's how come as soon as you ask them for numbers, they don't say numbers? Why is that? Any theories on that? What is your theory on why when people show up and they just start just saying stuff and they're like, oh, well, could you maybe specify that with some numbers? They all of a sudden just don't. Any theories? That's kind of what. London was amazing. You know what was more amazing though? The sleep that I was getting during London. I assure you that was more amazing for me. What's even more amazing for me is a normal sleep pattern. What's more amazing for me is not being a deadbeat dad because I'm walking around because I'm in the middle of the night trading London session. That's what's amazing to me. I heard 40. No. Yes, I know you knew that was coming. I could feel you poking at that. Don't worry. I have a weird memory. I remember you as the guy that's got the unhealthy relationship with futures. That's what I currently remember you as. Well, I'm not messing with you though. I am worried for you. Because that will eventually catch up. But I guess if you're a single guy with no responsibilities, then okay, whatever. Well, I don't care that you make what kind of logic is that? Yes, you can make money robbing a bank too. Do you think that is good though? Long haul. Do you think it's good? Dude, that's the worst logic I've ever heard. I make money, therefore it's good. Huh? London is normal because I'm from... Okay, yes, I know that. I know you... Yes, if you're in London, I'm clearly not talking to you. Goodness. Well, Clay, I'm in America, Clay, but I work third shift. Well, then clearly I'm not talking to you either. I'm talking to the people that are in America that don't work third shift, and you're up in the middle of the night day trading futures. I would submit to you that you have an unhealthy relationship with trading. But again, there's if you're a single dude with no other responsibilities, you live in your mom's basement, I don't know. That, fine. I don't care. See, you have dented, well, I don't know where you're at. You have different priorities than do. My ultimate priority is to be a good dad. So I'll just concede. London is the best action ever. I don't care. Because if that's going to turn me into a zombie and turn me into a deadbeat dad, then I'm not interested. So we're operating from different levels of priority and value. That is our disconnect. We just have different values. And okay. Right. So then stop. Okay, anyways. Why are you mad? Because people that can't understand basic forms of logic irritate me. Because I operate on the premise that everybody can at least understand basic forms of logic. Okay, we got the pullback. Actually, a nice job here at the lack of respect for that one had me a little bit at the 21 EMA. But yeah, in hindsight, it bounced nicely. First candle to make new high is inflection point. Inflection. Oh, I think you mean inflection point. Man, the craziness that one letter can make. Inflection point versus inflection point. Okay, Elam, you're right on the edge of just getting banned because I'm pretty sure you're a troll. So can you give us those 3 numbers? If not, we're banning you because you clearly don't know what you're talking about. And you're just a flip lapper. Lip flapper. Oh yeah, we're over the 3-hour mark. That would make sense why my... Sorry, just looking spy. Give us a trade plan. That's fine if you want to say buy an opportunity. Okay, cool. Well, tell us where you're buying, because that would tell us where you think the opportunity actually is. And then if you give us a stop, then we can gauge your risk and what you're looking at. But you just saying buy an opportunity doesn't mean anything. But if you give us a number, then we'll be able to know exactly where you define opportunity. All right, maybe if it comes back up here. Might have to take a swing at it. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Did I miss the button? There we go. Now I am. Come on. Let's see some upwards movement here, brother. Let's see it. Long run. Boom. Yeah, boom off the inflection point. That's what we're calling it for now on. Inflection points. I like it. I am long. Put a couple targets. Come on. I know I've already had the scalpy scalp, but I'm not doing a scalpy scalp in this situation. Sellers are not happy. Get the penicillin for that. In fact, yeah, I think that's going to stick. We got Paul. We got infection points. We got all sorts of stuff going on. Yeah, neither do I. I don't know what an inflection point is either. Just one of those terms that makes people sound very smart. Let me put it this way. If you use inflection point in your trading, you are definitely way smarter than I am. Now, don't get too cocky, though, because that's not hard. That's not hard to be smarter than I am, because I'm a baboon. If the price does get close to this first target, that's where I'll put my stop loss in, and we'll just make it like a slightly green trade. But I want to see if it can work up there first. Come on. Okay, that's actually plenty of wiggle room now. So here we go. Let's put the stop right there at basically break even. So let's just see if this thing wants to keep moving up or not. So yeah, this will be now a winning trade. Now a very small winning trade if it comes down and stops me out, but a winning trade nonetheless. Come on. Okay, move my stop now lightly. So now worst case, I'm making 6 points. I like this. My risk right now is green 6 points. My reward is unknown because I don't know how high up this might want to go. So I like that. My risk is making 6 points. That's a good feeling. Reward is unknown because I don't know how high up this wants to go. How do you set the candle timer? JJ, how do you not know that, brother? I answer that like 5,000 times every stream, and you're here like every day. You're one of my favorites because you're so dedicated and loyal. How do you not know that? Right here. Gear. Right there. Bar countdown. You're breaking my heart, JJ. Okay, now worst case I'm doing is like 9 points. I like it. My risk right now is making 9 points. My reward, unknown, because I don't know how high up this might go. But I like these situations. Come on, hit that first target. Get up there, brother. Do it, brother. Push, brother. Hey, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. So yeah, now worst case about 12 points. So my risk is making 12 points. My reward, unknown. Let's just see it grind. Grind higher. James, where are you? That broke my heart on the stream today. James just disappeared. All right, I'm about to get stopped out, it looks like. And I am... No, close. Hit. Stopped. All right. So I played it nicely off that infection point. I still don't know what a infection or inflection point is, but apparently that's what I was doing there. Hey, do we have 19 Shining Armors out there? Knights in Shining Armor. Would love to get this up over 300 likes. So if there's 19 of you out there that are enjoying this enough to hit that like button, that would be helpful. Would really appreciate it. Nice trade, Clay. You had your level of... Yeah. Happy with it. Yeah, this is all the same account. This is my NQ trades on the day. This is my MNQ. And then this is an oil trade, CL. All right. Well, came back down a little bit. Still could, obviously work its way back up, but came down too much more, or, enough for me where I just wanted to take the trade. Oh, 4 away. 4 away. Surely there's 4 more people out there. Come on, brothers and sisters and furries. Do we got any furries in the house? Long at 235. All right, Mark. All right. Looking for a bit of a back test there. Might try another long down around here. Or do I wait for it to come maybe down to the purple line at this point? We'll see. I'm interested in potentially another long down around this area of the chart. If you were a furry, what? Oh, I don't know how any of that works. I didn't realize there were... I don't even know what a furry really actually is. So I didn't know there were different types. Hey, 302, let's go. Thank you, everybody. Why is this? Oh, yeah. This line here was that previous break. Okay, yeah, I'm going to just adjust this down here. Interested in potentially a long down around that yellow line. Because I can get a way better risk profile. I can put a stop loss at a spot that makes it more sensical. Because if I'm getting long right here, I don't know where I put a stop. A stop that makes sense, that is. You open it up. So yeah, no, I just know enough to know that like furries are a thing, I guess, or they used to be. 206 Opalite on the day. I'm pretty. Yeah, 206. I mean, that's, well, you keep what, 80% of that? Not bad. Whoa, hey, where did that come from? I just blinked and that had to have shot down there, right? Dang, right off of that area too. Doggone it. Well, I guess that's what I get for not throwing an order out there. That would have been one of those beautiful fills. That's like the ultimate perfect fill, where you get filled and then are instantly very nicely in the green. Like there is no better fill than what would have happened right there. No, I think you would a furry would. Yeah, I'm not even gonna go into that. A little bit of an oil. Jocko, I don't know if I guess we might all have different national. Well, you did say little. Okay, little. Fair enough. Isn't that an oxymoron though? Can you have a little spike? Isn't a spike by definition big? I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. That's your philosophical question for the day. Can you have a little spike? That is this we have now entered into the philosophical discussion of trading. So for all of you philosophers out there, step up to the plate. Can you have a little spike? Double bottom. Huh? Yes, a spike is a sudden change in price. Okay, John, bringing some definitions. That makes sense. If that is how you define spike, I'm not going to push. I can see that. That's a good case. John's bringing some. John's the philosopher for sure. I bet he's got a PhD in philosophy. You don't you, John? John, you're hanging out with Aristotle right now? I bet. No, per John's definition, I accept. That makes sense. I'm just not quite sure if that's what a spike, like what's the actual definition of a spike? He's making a time argument. He's saying it's a rate of change. I thought it was more of a distance argument. Like a spike covers big distance. So that's where John and I are having our confusion. He's making a time argument. I'm thinking it's a distance argument. PhD post soul digger. A sharp increase in the magnitude. I agree with velocity. Okay, so just the speed of the move. So it doesn't have to do with necessarily the distance, but just at how, yeah. This is a great discussion, by the way. We got some deep thinkers in here. I love to see it. Okay, if this candle or if the price comes back down around here, not anymore on this candle, because I don't want to, as I've said many times today, because the situation keeps rising. But like if this big green candle disappears, I wouldn't be interested. But like if this candle closes green and then comes down here, I don't know. I like the look of that, so I might take a swing at it from that view. Open equals low. High probability long of holds. Open equal low. High probability long of holds. Yeah, I'm not quite sure I understand what you're saying there. Open equal. Okay, so the open was equal to the low of the day. High probability long of hold. Yeah. I'm still not quite sure what you're getting at. Okay, PFF Flyers. This is your first and last warning. You need to give us a trade plan. That's fine. You think this is a buying opportunity, but like, let us know like where. Where is the opportunity? That's why if you just give us an entry number, then by definition, you'll define where you find the opportunity to be. And then we also need a stop loss and a target. Can you do that for us? Because right now, you just flapping them lips. You just flapping them lips. First candle to make a new high. Okay, well, as soon as you have that number, let us know that number. And then also give us a stop loss. Can you do that for us? Because fair enough, you're looking for a form of confirmation. Fine. But like as soon as you have that number, can you give it to us in the chat? SPY has no bottom wick. 4 hours or stronger candles in 1 hour. I've noticed if those candles hold, the move is usually big. Okay, yeah. Maybe I'm not a huge user of the 1 hour, 4 hour. So, but I'd also say we're probably different traders. Like you're probably more of a sway trader where you don't mind holding for hours on end. Which again, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying we're different traders. Right now, that 200 period on the 5 minute continues to hold strong, so it's doing its best. It's trying to fight. I always thought spike is when someone. Yeah, that's another way you could spike the punch. What? Oh, never mind. No, disregard. Oh, no wonder why I'm so dark today. I was like, why do I look so dark? Because I don't have my right. There I go. That probably just helped out some, huh? Why didn't somebody tell me I was looking so dark today? That's true. You could spike a football. All right, here we go. Might try a long down here. Okay, well, that candle right there made a new high. So for Mr. PFF Flyers, I'm assuming you got stopped out. Because, yeah, this candle right here did make a new high relative to that candle. So, I mean, it looks like you got filled and then dumped on. So that's rough, brother. It happened. We've all been there, though. But that's better when people actually define what they mean by buying opportunity. So in his mind, he thought that this up here was a buying opportunity. But it happens. It happens. I've been there too where I thought there was an opportunity, and then I'm like, oh no, this was definitely not an opportunity. That's true. You could run over a spike strip. Oh man, who knew that spike had so many like contexts within the English language? For those of you that are Little Giants fans, who remembers Spike? And now you're gonna bottom fish. Well, I don't know, PFF Flyers. I mean, you're the one that bought right here. And now you're gonna bottom fish? Well, I don't know, man. What are you doing? You're the one that's telling us that this was a buying opportunity right there, and then it just dumped. What in the world? Yeah, no, Judd's got it. Judd knows what I'm saying. Enter now. Target 190. Okay, well, I noticed you left out your stop loss, which scares me. Where's your stop loss at? Small losses are okay. Well, I mean, we don't even know where your loss was because you never told us what a stop loss was part of this plan. That's why it's just so much better. Like if you just map out a trade plan. Okay, Spike E. Okay, well, I said Spike. Spike from Littlefoot? You mean Land Before Time? I don't know what Littlefoot is, but I do know Littlefoot was the dinosaur in Land Before Time. Above that current candle. Well, once again, if you give us numbers, it helps define how do you define above? Is that 1 point? Is that 2 points? Is that 3 points? Whereas if you just give us numbers, we don't have to play this game of just lip flapping words. Holy smoke. Do you see why lip flappers are so annoying? Because they can be never wrong, right? The price could do something like this and then come back down. He could say, oh, well, I said above. Yeah, and I define above as up here. It's like, oh, how convenient. But if you just tell us right now, we can gauge it all. The power of numbers. It's crazy. It's crazy how numbers cause people to be held accountable. Like, think about it. Think about you calling your broker and they're like, okay, sir, and where would you like your stop loss? And you said above the candle. They'd say, okay, sir, above the candle doesn't mean anything. Could you give us a number? Well, no, above the candle. Listen, sir. Sir, that doesn't mean anything. We need a number to place the order. The best one was when the guy wasn't last week, when I was pressing him and he's like, well, I use concepts. I'm like, what? Imagine calling your broker and they're like, okay, sir, where would you like your entry point to be? And I use concepts. Okay, sir, that's great, but we're going to need an entry point from you. Listen, I use concepts for entry points. I will give that person credit. He did come back and he said, all right, Clay. He laughed. He's like, that's fair, actually. That's true. That's fair. So that person was fine. See, where did the guy go? Wow, it's amazing. Why do people run away when you don't let them get away with just using ambiguous words? It's crazy how that happens. Exactly. Numbers actually you can actually be wrong with numbers. I think you scare him. Maybe. That was the best one, though. No, can you give us a trade plan? What is your entry? Well, I use concepts. Oh, man, that was classic. See, this is what I struggle with. At what point do I show compassion because maybe this person is just dented? Or do I realize that this person is simply trolling? As a live streamer, I struggle with that line. I don't know what to do right now with this Elo guy. Like, have I not been compassionate enough with him at this point? Or am I just being an idiot? Because, Clay, it's abundantly clear he's a troll. Like, I don't know where that line is at. That's where I still struggle. I don't think I use concepts, that a boy. Slow and steady bleed back down. I am interested in VWAP, though, for a long. If it wants to get back down there, we'll see. Long Brazil's VWAP stop loss yesterday, 20 EMA cross in the Tokyo session. Exactly. Don't forget about the Bangladesh Fibonacci levels, though, newbie. You'll want to be careful of the Bangladesh Fibonacci levels. Don't forget about those, brother. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, that one's burned me before. Those things are powerful. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true, too. And the Bangladesh infection point with Paul is even more savage. That is so true. The Bangladesh infection point with Paul will knock your socks off. Dude, we could come up with such a beautiful course. Like as a chat, all the terms and stuff we've seen, we could come up with the biggest smoke and mirrors thing ever. That would be a total scam, but man, it would sound so legit and cool. Dude, we are sitting on a gold mine here. What are we going to do with it? Holy smokes. Yeah. And Mark in the room, Skuro84, he's a graphic designer. So like he could totally design it all. Oh my goodness. We are on a gold mine. Crazy. Turtle soup or turd soup? There we go. Yeah, Maggie, catching on. Need, of course, the Bangladesh immunization. There we go. Yeah, turtle. Dude, we're so many marketing geniuses in here. What are we all doing with our lives? Why have we not put together this new form of concepts? Holy smokes, we're wasting our lives away right now. We are all currently making bad life decisions. We are sitting on a gold mine. And again, we'll all be collective partners in it. You know, we'll all own a 0.5%, but it'll be such a big idea that 0.5% will still be worth a whole lot. Okay, PFF Flyers, what do we do with this guy? Do we just ban him at this point? I think he's just intentionally being a troll. Let's check out his profile. Let's see. Could this be somebody where he's back again under a new name? Oh no, 2008. I mean, that's dedication. All right, maybe we don't ban him. Maybe we just throw him in timeout. What? Okay, yeah, that's definitely a timeout. What do you mean, what? We've only told you about 4 million times, stop saying that and give us actual trade plans. So we'll give him 30 minutes to think about it. See if he wants to come back and rethink how he's behaving. Pretty sure that's a troll though. How much would the... I don't know. That's what we got to think through. We got to think through what we're going to sell our concepts for, or whatever we're calling it. Our model, you know, our system. I don't know. We'll have to think about it though. Yeah. We're banking using concepts. That's right. No, strategy doesn't sound legit enough. It's got to be something better. It's got to be something juicier. Ooh, paradigm. Dude, that might be it. Okay, give me a 5 if you like paradigm. Like, that makes it sound so cool. Dude. People will show up and be like, well, I use XXY paradigm in my trading. Yeah, I'm joining that. That's a 5 too for me. That is legit. Paradigm. Pam's plant and Paul's paradigm. I think the only question right now is how many beachside mansions will you purchase and how many private jets will you own? To all of you. That's the only question really that needs to be addressed now. Oh my goodness. We have officially cooked. The clay. No. Because remember, we're operating under the premise where people desire to sound smart, which is why some of these things work. Because they do make people sound smart because we're throwing around all this terminology. But that term, claydime, I see what you're doing and I appreciate it. But like, we need a term that is actually a true term that will just make the person feel so smart. Because that is us feasting upon perceived value. Just use code. Hey, thank you, crypto. I appreciate that. Thank you for feeding some hungry kids. Remember, that is the essence of the human psyche we are trying to feast upon. The desire to sound smart. And paradigm, yes, that's getting us right there. Please explain your strategy and what you're looking for. Okay. There's nothing wrong with being a total newbie at all. But like, I can say this with a lot of confidence, Vince, that you have a long way to go. You should definitely not be trading. If you think that I can just explain my strategy, like here in any sort of worthwhile way, you have a long way to go into understanding what actually goes into trading. So Vince, again, I don't say this in a disrespectful way. We all start off as newbies, but I can definitely tell that you are a newbie. So Vince, you're gonna have to slow down a little bit, brother. Slow down. You're getting a little too far ahead of yourself. Eek. That's a rough fake break if it keeps coming back down. Doesn't it need to be dry in order to spray foam? Question mark. Is it actually dry enough? Question mark. There was standing water down there yesterday late afternoon. I kind of want to try to, if this wants to curl back up, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to sucker me in here or not. Where do I draw this? This seems like too aggressive of a trend line. Maybe not as much. Yes, I'm talking to myself right now. Okay, interesting. So it's broken this trend line. It's broken the 50 period moving average. It's broken the 21 EMA. And now it's gone straight back down. That's nasty there. It's pure nasty. Okay, period. So the process itself will reveal if it's not dry enough, question mark. That's cool. I like that. I like where things are very black and white. Apparently all it wants to do now in Iowa is like rain all the time. But we have like this small little window right now where there's no rain. So we're trying to figure out, we got to get some insulation stuff done in the basement, and then they want to pour the floors. But I was like, well, wait a second. I thought it needed to be dry in order to do this spray insulation type stuff. And long story short, he's like, well, basically he'll know once he starts. I'm like, okay, that's good. So there's actually no subjective opinion. Like the stuff itself won't behave like it should if it is not dry enough. So that's assuring. So hopefully it's dry enough. Hopefully it works. I'd short purple line, tight stop. Okay, well that's not really a trade plan. Again, this is the power of numbers. Like tight stop. That doesn't actually, in all actuality, it doesn't mean anything. Because we don't, how do you define tight? Is tight 3 points or is it 5 points? You know what I mean? So that's why I harp on it, because as a beginner, you are literally wasting your time. You're building false hope if that's how you trade. I'm going to get short there with a tight stop. Well, that's not how real trading works, because in real trading, you actually have to give numbers. So like, just give yourself numbers right now. And that way you can truly see would that trade plan have worked out or not. Believe it or not, I really, truly do want to see every single person that swings by this live stream succeed. I understand that for some of you, it may not make sense why I harp on that aspect so much. But I do, because those people are doing a disservice to themselves. They are wasting their time. They're building false hope. And then we have drippy flips. So this is the downside. You try to truly help somebody, and then you get this response. You already know where a reasonable tight stop is. Well, maybe I know, but I'm asking you. You're the one practicing, and you have not given yourself any metric to gauge yourself. So to tell yourself a tight stop. So here's what I mean. I know this guy's probably not going to listen, but for those of you that are maybe in the shadows that want to listen, here's a danger. Okay, so drippy flips is not actually here to learn, but not everybody's like that. So let's say that, let's just say here's your entry, and then you say tight stop, okay? So let's say the price does something like that. Where do you think that person is going to define a tight stop? Well, of course, they're going to define it, well, right there. Well, of course that was tight. But let's say the price does something like this, where the price, when it comes up, it just keeps going up. Where do you think their stop loss is going to be? Oh, no, yeah, my stop loss was definitely right there. That's what I meant by tight, right? It's just you're leaving the door open to play mind games with yourself. Whereas if you just give yourself a number, you can hold yourself accountable. Yeah, exactly. Top of previous wick. Those are just words. Like, I hope you don't mean literally the top of the previous wick, because that would be a resistance. Therefore, your stop is literally at a resistance. I would hope it would be above the previous wick. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Some people like drippy flips. Yeah, anyways. I agree. Maybe from now on, I need to give well, yeah, the only way to actually see if you have a good trade plan is with numbers. But I'm going to buy the dip with a tight stop. That doesn't actually mean anything. And anybody that's ever traded, like with real accounts, knows that, well, you can't call up your broker and be like, buy the dip, tight stop. They're going to be like, what does that mean? We need numbers from you, sir. So again, if you want, this is where people are like, well, practice makes perfect. No, perfect practice makes perfect. If you want good practice, give yourself numbers in these trade plans. What numbers? Where you would enter, where your stop loss would be, and then a target. Those three as numbers. Or just don't believe me and go do your own thing with words and watch yourself get a bunch of trades right, and then go and start to trade with an actual account. Please make sure it's a prop, and then watch you get destroyed. And you're going to be like, why is this so hard all of a sudden? Okay, so what do I do with drippy flips? This guy is either a total dent, he's trolling, that's a troll, right? That's a troll. You don't need numbers. I mean, that's an obvious troll, right? You don't need numbers. Ban him. All right, open season on drippy flips. Holy smokes. At least he made it obvious. But not a timeout. Ban him. Ooh, Greg got him. Holy, that's a classic. You don't need numbers. Last time I checked, an entry point was a number. Did you guys see the irony, though? You don't need numbers, and then he gave us a number. You don't you don't need again to illustrate this. Imagine calling your broker and you're like, I want to buy. It's all risk management. Tight stop. And they're like, okay, well, where do you want to buy? Hey, numbers don't. It's not about the numbers. No, sir, we're gonna need a number. Where would you like us to buy? Listen, it's not about the numbers. Now, for the record, I don't think that person was actually serious. Nobody is that, nobody's actually that. Nobody lacks intelligence enough to that level. So I'm not actually taking them serious. Like that's a troll. But that was funny. That was, at least they made it abundantly obvious. No. Drippy Drip made it obvious. Like sometimes people just maybe need to rethink how they're going about it, hence the timeout. And I've learned that a lot of those, I don't know about a lot, but there are some that come back after the timeout. They're like, hey, you know what, you were right. And then they're valuable member. Like they're great contributors from that point forward. But like if you're just making it that obvious you're a troll, then yeah. Yeah, Michael, that was a rough one. Well, we're kind of just putzing around right now. Just putzing around. But hey, if you want to help support the stream, code Clay, all caps, with any of these prop firms I recommend Take Profit Trader. I think they're the best in the business, whether you're a beginner or experienced person. But I do also realize that you experienced prop firm traders, you're out there maybe trading multiple accounts. You're trying to trade across many different firms. So if you do enjoy and you want to help support code Clay, all caps, give you the, saves yourself the money. You get the discounts. And then you also help support the stream because as of now, no sponsorships. So it does matter. It does actually make a difference. And if the stream is going to continue, then in very black and white, blunt business sense, you got to use code Clay. So if you want the stream to continue, then you got to use code Clay to ensure that happens. So I'm going to go ahead and call it good. I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. So on your way out, if you don't mind hitting that like button, that would be fantastic. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Usually I'm here earlier, but I'll be here bare minimum at 11 a.m. So if you want to know exactly when I go live, then that's where turning on notifications will help with that. But yeah, hit that like button on your way out. Code Clay, all caps. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll be back. Because 8 o'clock tonight, I guess some people think that nukes are going to start flying because they don't understand hyperbolic language. So maybe we'll be back at, assuming no nukes start flying tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, then we'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. So, but take care, everybody. Have a good one. Code Clay. And just remember Paul's paradigm or whatever we're calling that thing. But see everybody.